Today we'll start module 2.
Good evening, sir.
So in module 2, the first point is Indian perspective on ethics. Then 4 goals of life: dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Karma and moksha. Then karma yoga and Bhagavad Gita. Vedantic view of life and ethics. Lessons from Ramayana and Mahabharata. Views of Gandhi, Aurobindo and Vivekananda. How many of you have read Bhagavad Gita or know something about Bhagavad Gita?
Know something about Bhagavad
Know
Gita.
something. So what is the context of Bhagavad Gita? In which context Bhagavad Gita is presented or is enacted or whatever?
Manava Dharma.
Manava Dharma. What else?
Karma, sir. Karma.
It
Karma.
shows the path to Paramartha.
Paramartha. But what was the scenario, like where it was told or where it was done? It was done in a battlefield.
Battlefield in a battle.
So,
Kurukshetra.
in Kurukshetra, Dharmakshetra. And that is this place where Sri Krishna, the God incarnated, or you can say in a way the God himself, told one of his disciples, or Arjuna. Now, I don't know how many of you will agree, but all our life is a battlefield. Yes or no? We all are fighting something, this or that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's true.
Absolutely.
So that is appropriate for battlefield. So we are in the battlefield, and the God himself is saying this to us. And how it started? Arjuna's Bisada Yoga. Bisada is what? I will give you this PDF. So because the time is very less, so I'm not going through everything. I will just give you a glimpse of what is we are going to read. So, and because Bhagavad Gita is very is there Vedantic view and Karma Yoga and Bhagavad Gita, so I thought that will be a precursor to our understanding of this module. So Visadi is what?
Depression.
Yes. And how many of you are aware that in present time, this is one of the biggest disease, or the most killing thing is depression.
Yes.
Okay, because we are all fighting. So if we become successful, it is good. If we fail, then we get into depression, or even if we don't fail, the situation sometimes draws us into depression. And the teachings of Bhagavad Gita is to get out of that depression. Okay, so it is very much appropriate, rather than considering this as a religious book. We can consider this as a SOP for successful life. You can see. So we'll now get into the context of our module 2.
Sir, SOP matlab SOP.
Standard operating procedure. In engineering and in many various operations and all, you generally a procedure is laid down. That is called standard operating procedure. If you follow that procedure, you will be able to complete the job properly.
Sir, actually, I thought schedule of power.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Right.
Okay. So business ethics in Indian context. How many of you feel that business in India is done ethically or otherwise? 54 students are there. So participants are there, not students, but participants. So how many of you feel that in business in India is generally done ethically or otherwise? You feel otherwise, say, no, sir, it is not done. Or if you feel it is done ethically,
Otherwise,
otherwise,
not ethically, unethical.
unethical. And actually, I am not surprised. All the classes, because I have been teaching business ethics to many of the batches now. And right from undergraduates to postgraduate, everyone says that business is in India is done unethically. We are always in the fear of being cheated by the businessman or the person or whatever. And we have many examples of that. But again, it is not that every business in India is done unethically. People do ethically do business in India. But when we see the larger picture,
20% businessmen
Mhm.
and ethically the business.
I could not get you. Avtara kontu.
Well, 10 to 20% people, businessmen are doing business ethically.
Imagine a situation when 80% people are doing unethical business and only 20%. The whole system will collapse. You can say the they may not be adultering your product. They may not be giving you a wrong product. Most of the businessmen, but they may be unethical while filing taxes, giving GST returns or whatever. So in some way or other, people do behave unethically, and that is how they make money. And black money is one of the byproduct of business in India. So generally, it is perceived unethical in some way or other. Business with unethical practices relating to employees, marketing, production, finance may not be able to survive on the long run. Means a company which doesn't treat its employees properly or cheat the customer while doing marketing, it compromises on quality in production, then fudges the figures and cheats the government in finance. These type of organizations may not survive in the long run. Almost all unethical behavior of business in India is tax evasion, all sorts of tax, personal income tax, or even GST or whatever tax. Then corruption, speed money. What is speed money? Anyone is aware? घूस बोली जो ओडिया रे आमे कहया सेटा speed money. You want to expedite something, you pay money and the work will be done. So that is how it speeds up the work. So that is why it is speed money.
Right.
Unofficial money.
Yes.
Bribe, bribe.
Under the table.
Bribe.
Under the table, bribe and whatever. Then nuisance value.
Bribes.
The officer or the person who is there, he has he can manipulate. So you feel you fear that and you succumb to their demand. Then underhand commission, then nepotism, that is nepotism is a big thing in India. Then avoiding legal punishment and bending or breaking laws, rules. This is one of the biggest or most and bigger business houses. They really do not bother about any law. Nowadays, we are seeing Supreme Court also is becoming helpless in many places. And big business houses, if they have money, they can do anything and everything. So that is the Indian context. Mike, please switch off. Mute kar diyantu, sound hochi Sivanand babu.
Sir.
Then what is Indian perspective of ethics? But Naitikata, that is one of the basis of Indian culture. That is the way of life we had. We still have simple people in villages and others, they're still there. That is how India is surviving. So the basis of Indian ethics is that all beings are one. We consider everyone as equal. This being the case, one cannot be untrue, cruel, or dishonest with oneself. Our scriptures and philosophers, they have been telling this unequivocally. Then phrases like Atithi Devo Bhava, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, etc. indicates this concept. The scripture, especially that of the Vedas and the Smritis, Dharma Shastra of Manu, are basis of Indian ethics. Indian ethics or Naitik is all about life. It tells about what is to be done in day-to-day life. It is based on dharma. What is dharma? Dharma is, in Sanskrit, it is termed as dharayate iti dharma. One which supports you is dharma. It is not religion. In the English context, it is not religion. We unfortunately consider dharma as religion because we don't understand the meaning of dharma. So one which supports your basis of basic life or what your existence is called dharma. The dharma of ice is what? The dharma of Agni is what? Anything you put into Agni, it will be burnt. There is no exception. It will not consider whether a human being is being burnt or a tree is being burnt. It has no conscience or any differentiation. Anything put into the fire will get burnt. So that is the dharma. So ice, wherever you put, it will cool. Wind generally blows. So all this is dharma. So that is what is. Human dharma is to be compassionate, kind, and all that. So dharma is different for different role. That is why when you progress in life, you have various dharma. As per ancient Indian philosophy, yama, self-restraint, and niyama, observance of our canons, are the foundation of life. There are 8 steps in leading a life. There are 5 self-restraint, that is non-violence, truth, honesty, continence, non-possession. So, এটা এই যে ଆପଣମାନେ ଯଦି ପାତଞ୍ଜଳି ଯୋଗ ସୂତ୍ର ପଢିଛନ୍ତି ବା ଶୁଣିଛନ୍ତି?
Yes.
ଅଷ୍ଟାଙ୍ଗ ତାକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ, ସେଥିରେ ଅଛି 8ଟା ଅଙ୍ଗ ଅଛି. And yama, niyama, ସେଗୁଡା part of that, first 2. Okay. And what is the meaning of continence? The lexical meaning or the literal meaning is to control the movement of bowel and bladder. माने हमारो motion को control करेगाटा हला continence. But that is the lexical dictionary meaning. But continence is control your emotions, control your senses. That is continence. You just don't get carried away. Suppose you feel like eating something, you just don't indulge into that. You feel like possessing something, you just don't indulge into that. So that is continence. Then non-possession. Our philosophy says that we should not be interested in accumulating things. We should only accumulate that much which we need for survival. Then is niyamas, 5 observance. Cleanliness, containment, self-study, tapas, surrender to a higher principle, creating universe. What is tapas? Normal life रे tapas ର ମାନେ କଣ ଆବା କିଛି ବୁଝି
ତପସ୍ୟା
ସେଟା ତ ଆମେ ଦେଖିଛେ ଯେ ଜଙ୍ଗଲରେ ଯାଇକି ପଦ୍ମାସନରେ ବସିକି ସେ ତପସ୍ୟା କଲେ, ତାପରେ ଦେଖିଲା ବେଳକୁ ଦାଢି ବଢିଯିବ, ବାଳ ବଢିଯିବ, ଜଟା ହେଇଯିବ, ଏଗୁଡା ସେଟା ତପସ୍ୟାର ଜେନେରାଲ ମିନିଂ ଇଜ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍.
Concentrate କରିବ.
ଆପଣ ଯଦି
Concentrate କରିବ.
ଓକେ, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ମର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ୱାକ୍ କେତେ ଲୋକ କରନ୍ତି ସକାଳୁ, ବା କେତେ ଲୋକ ଏକ୍ସରସାଇଜ କରନ୍ତି ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କ ଭିତରୁ? କରୁଥିବେ?
Yes, sir.
ଏକ୍ସରସାଇଜ କଲେ କଣ ହୁଏ?
Fitness.
You burn
Fitness
fat.
ଭଲ ହେଲେ health ଭଲ ରହୁଛି.
ମାନେ କିଛି ଫ୍ୟାଟ ବର୍ନ ହୁଏ, ଯୋଉ ସରପ୍ଲସ୍ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡା ବର୍ନ ହୁଏ. ସୋ ୟୁ ମେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ ଏ ହେଲ୍ଥ. ବର୍ନିଂ ଇଜ ତପସ୍. ସୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ୱାନ୍ ୱେ ଅଫ୍ ତପସ୍. ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ହଠ ଯୋଗ ବା ଏକ୍ସରସାଇଜେସ୍ ଇଜ ୱାନ୍ ପାର୍ଟ ଅଫ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍. ତପସ୍ କହିଲେ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ନଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଆଖି ମୁଜିକି ଖାଲି ମେଡିଟେସନ କରିବ. ସପୋଜ ଦେयर ଇଜ ଏ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ and you are preparing it day and night. You concentrate on that. That is tapas. You have a goal in your life to build a house or to buy a car, and you start saving. You in a proper way, chori hari kariki nahi, but in a proper way you do that. Or you want to help someone, that is also one part of tapas, because it actually exalts you, means your adrenaline flow is there or something like that, and then you heat up or you get excited. So that is all these activities are tapas. Then surrender to a higher principle of who has created the universe. Amar jo God fearing, we are all like that. It is not fearing, but it is believing strongly. Then third is asana. Asana is, as I said, exercises and all. This is physical exercises. Then pranayam. What is prana?
Breathing.
Breathing. But what is prana?
Air, sir.
Life.
Life. Pran means
Life.
life.
And it is related to breathing. ଜଣଙ୍କର ଯଦି ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ବନ୍ଦ ହେଇଗଲା ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ କଣ କହୁ?
ମରିଯିବ।
प्राण चलेगा।
ପ୍ରାଣ ଚାଲିଗଲା। ତ ପ୍ରାଣଟା କେମିତି ଯାଆସ କରୁଥିଲା?
ପ୍ରାଣ ଉଡି।
ପ୍ରାଣଟା କେମିତି ଯାଆସ କରୁଥିଲା ନା ସେ ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ।
Yes.
Okay. So breath is the basic of prana. Prana which sustain us. ନିର୍ଜୀବ ଆଉ ଜୀବ ଭିତରେ difference ହେଲା ପ୍ରାଣ. And now what is yama? First principle is yama. Yama is restraint. Okay. So prana yama. You control your prana, the movement of your prana. And how to control that? You control your breath. There is a ancient book called Swara Yoga. There is a book, Nada Yoga and Swara Yoga. Swara Yoga is what will be the impact of controlling your breathing pattern. ଦେଖିଥିବେ ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ମୁନି ଋଷିମାନଙ୍କର ଫଟୋ ବା ଶିବଙ୍କର ଫଟୋ କାଖ ତଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଜଷ୍ଟି ବୋଲି କହନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉଟା ଗୋଟେ ଏମିତି ୱାଇ ଟାଇପର ଥାଇକିରି ଗୋଟେ ହାତ ରଖିଥାନ୍ତି ଜପ କଲା ବେଳକୁ ଇଏ କଲା ବେଳକୁ। ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି ସେ ଫଟୋ କାହାର?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ଏଟା କଣ ପାଇଁ ୟୁଜ ହୁଏ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି?
Support.
ଏଟା ଏ ପ୍ରାଣ ଏ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ ବ୍ରେଥ କୁ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ କରିବାକୁ।
କମେଇଦେବି class ରେ।
Movement of breath କେମିତି control ହବ? Suppose how many of you are aware that while we breathe normal, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ଚାଲେ, we only breathe through one nostril.
ହଁ ହଁ।
How many of you are aware? ଗୋଟିଏ ନାକରେ ଗୋଟିଏ ନାସ ପୁଡାରେ ଆମର ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ଯାଉଥାଏ ଆସୁଥାଏ, ତାପରେ ସେଟା ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହୁଏ। Are you aware?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଭୋକ ଲାଗିବ ଦେଖିବେ କୋଉ ପଟ nostril ରେ ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ଚାଲିଛି, you just see that. When you are doing something which is physical, like ଆପଣ ଖାଇବା ପାଇଁ ଭୋକ ଲାଗୁଛି ଜୋର, you will see your right nostril operating at that point of time. When you are feeling calm, quiet, your left nostril is operating at that point of time. So that is how the effect of our breath is significant. Now, when that जो जस्टी ବା जो से जो दंडटा कथा कहली, सेटा यदि आपण लेफ्ट साइड रे रखिबे काख तळे, आपणकर निश्वासटा राइट साइड को पळेबो। टिके समय चापी की जदि रखिबे, जदि राइट साइड काख तळे रखिबे तले सेटा लेफ्ट साइड को पळेबो। So when you start meditating, you prefer that your breathing continues in the left nostril, because then your mental peace is achieved. So these are all very, and we are losing this science, or we are not very accustomed to this. But ancient India had mastered all this, and that is how many yogis, they have been able to achieve unthinkable things. And in present day, some people are doing that, and they are also achieving great results. Then pranayam pare pratyahara. Pratyahara is withdrawal of senses. You withdraw from outside world. You become inward, introvert. Then dharana. At that point of time, you try to visualize. Entertaining a particular thought for a particular period of time is concentration. Dharana also means concentration. Then dhyan. Dhyan is meditation. And then samadhi. What is samadhi?
Ultimate of yoga.
But what is that? How-
super consciousness, achieve super consciousness.
ସମାଧି ମାନେ ଲାଇଫ ନଥିଲା ଭଳିଆ।
No, ଲାଇଫ ମାନେ ଜୀବନରେ ରହିକି ବି ସମାଧି ପ୍ରାପ୍ତି କରିହବ, ମାନେ ସୁପର କନସିୟସନେସ ଟା ଯୋଉଟା ମାନେ ଜୀବ ସତ୍ତା କାହିଁକି ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଇଥିଲା, why we born,
ସୁପର
reason.
କନସିୟସନେସ୍ କୁହନ୍ତୁ ବା କନସିୟସନେସ୍ କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ସେ ସବୁ ଗୋଟେ actually consciousness କୁ ସୁପର ଆଉ ଇନଫିରିୟର ଏମିତି କିଛି ନାହିଁ, but basically consciousness. But samadhi is you get established on the dharana which you have created. Means you are established on a particular thought process or a concept. And nothing in this world is going to dislodge you from that. And that is only possible when you have really realized something. The consciousness କୁହନ୍ତୁ ଯାହା କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯେତେବେଳେ କନଭିକ୍ସନ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷରେ ବଢିଯିବ ସେତେବେଳେ you are established in that state. ଯେମିତି there are people who are their integrity is very of high order. They are not swayed by any offer. They are sincere, they are very sachot loko, but they are virtuous. Any amount of money will not deter them from doing the right thing. So they are established in a state. I'm not saying samadhira exact meaning is that, but exact samadhira gote meaning halaje you get established on a particular concept. So if you are talking of business ethics, the concept of ethics, once you are established in ethics, then there nothing can dislodge you from there. So your life will continue in that same way. Samadhi is a realization of the ultimate, which you feel ki this is what has to be known and finished. Uske baad kuch nahi hai. That is samadhi. And there are many sutras in ancient Indian text for all whom are basically tells how to lead one's life. Bhakti Sutra, Brahma Sutra, Yoga Sutra, there are many. Gita, there are a set of 8 stanzas at the end of chapter 12, describes the quality of a good man or saint. These stanzas say that one who is balanced in joy and sorrow, praise and disrespect is one who can attain ultimate truth. How can you be balanced in joy and sorrow? If you know why you are feeling sorrow, if you know why you are feeling joyous, you know the cause, and then you will also realize that actually you are not the creator of that cause. Something has happened and you are feeling happy, okay, and sorrow, something has to happen and you are feeling sad. So when you realize, you understand the basic nature or things, why such things are happening, you are not deterred by somebody's praise or neither disrespect, you continue to work on the same path, then you can be told as a saint. Taku kichi effect kore nahi. That is also a state of samadhi. So that is the qualities of a good man. It also says that such man is respectful towards all beings on the earth and has similar disposition towards friend and foe. ଯେମିତି ମହାତ୍ମା ଗାନ୍ଧୀ କହିଥିଲେ ଯେ ଗୋଟେ ଗାଲରେ ଚାପଡ଼ା ଖାଇଲେ ଆର ଗାଲ ଦେଖେଇ ଦିଅ. I'm not trying to get into a controversy whether Mahatma Gandhi is good or bad, but I'm just trying to examine that statement. ଜଣେ ଲୋକ ଏଟା କେତେବେଳେ କରିପାରିବ? When things do not hurt him. ତାର ଇଗୋ ଯଦି ସାଧାରଣ ଭାବରେ ହଟ୍ ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ, ତାହେଲେ ସେ ଏଇ କାମଟି କେବଳ କରିପାରିବ. ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ ଯେ ଜଣେ ଯଦି ଆମକୁ ଚାପଡ଼ା କ'ଣ ହାତ ଉଠେଇଲା ମାନେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଦି ଚାପଡ଼ା ଦେଇଥିବା. It is not easy. So it is statement dele, it is only possible if such a man is established in balanced state. So these are the 8 stanzas from 12th chapter. You people, if you're interested, you can get into that. Advesta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samadukha sukha khyami. So that is the beginning. And from there, there are many other stanzas. So I've given that in Devanagari and also in Latin. And this is the explanation for that. He who hates no creature, who is friendly and compassionate to all, who is free from attachment and egoism, balanced in pleasure and pain, and forgiving is a saint. Ever content, steady in meditation, self-control, possessed of firm conviction, with the mind and intellect dedicated to me, He, my devotee, is dear to me. He by whom the world is not agitated and who cannot be agitated by the world and who is freed from joy and anger, fear and anxiety, he is dear to me. So he is giving an example of sense. This is what is there in the sloka. Who is free from wants, pure, expert, unconcerned, and free from pain, renouncing all undertakings or commencements, he who is thus devoted to me is dear to me. Expert loko kahinki taku se kହୁଛନ୍ତି is dear to him. What is the sign of an expert? Or whom we can say is an expert? କାହାକୁ ଆମେ expert ବୋଲି କହିବା? No answer.
Expert is, sir, who got mastery in some segment or a sector, sir.
So what is the difference between an expert and a person who is not an expert? कौन केमती जଣା पड़ियो?
Experience, sir, matter.
और गोटे सिंपल एग्जांपल हला जो माने रोटी तयारी करछन्ती बेलिबार बेलू जहार टिके प्रैक्टिस अछि एक्सपीरियंस अछि से रोटी बेलिले गोल हबो आ आम परि नो शिक्षा यदि सेतरे पसिबो कोन हबो इंडिया मैप so the performance or the outcome of the work will let you know whether he is an expert or not an expert. The way he does the work will also be will make it apparent whether he is an expert or not an expert. बुझियोची सो एक्सपर्ट
Yes.
केते बेले हबो जने एक्सीलेंस माने अटेन करले हबो एक्सीलेंस केमिति आसीबो ट्रेमेंडस तपस करिया को पड़ियो रेस्ट्रेन करिया को पड़ियो नियम रे रहया को पड़ियो सेगुडा कॉलेज जाई की जने जाई की अचीव करिवो एक्सपर्टीज and once one becomes an expert से सेतरे एस्टैब्लिश हे रहबो दैट इज द स्टेट ऑफ समाधि सो सेमति लोक आउ डिटर हबो नै डेविएट हबो नै काम ठीक करी करिवो सो दैट इज व्हाई ही सेज दिस टाइप ऑफ पीपल आर डियर टू मी he who neither rejoices nor hates nor grieves nor desires renouncing good and evil and who is full of devotion is dear to me he who is the same to foe and friend and also in honor and dishonor who is the same in cold and heat and is pleasure and pain, who is free from attachment. He whom censure and praise are ill. Ill means is nothing, same. Censure is somebody is reprimanding you. And praise is prasangsa korchandi. Se dita agara saman. Who is silent, content with anything, homeless. Homeless doesn't mean that he doesn't have a home, but he doesn't possess a home. मो घर बोली लोकंकर मुंड खराब हो जाए एक्चुअली आजिकली इकोनॉमिकल सॉल्यूशन हलानी जे भड़ा घर रे जीवन जाक रहिले भी बेटर रादर देन इन्वेस्टिंग इन ए हाउस बिकॉज इकोनॉमिकली दैट मे नॉट बी ए प्रॉपर डिसीजन बट वी आर ऑल अटैच्ड टू होम सो क्लोजली that we go out of the way, spend a lot of money, and that is how the builders are taking benefit. Of a steady mind and full of devotion, that man is dear to me. They verily who follow this immortal dharma, ये जो जहाँ भी doctrine आठटा कहले, as described above, endowed with faith, verily who follow means एकदम dedicatedly follow कला. Regarding me as their supreme goal, they, the devotees, are exceedingly dear to me. So, this is how God has given, this is the context of Indian ethics. Now, এই যে যেতিকি জিনিস পড়িলে কালি ভার্চু এথিক্স আমি পড়িଥିଲେ এই সবু জিনিস ইজ অফোল্ডিং ভার্চু হিউম্যান গুড কোয়ালিটিজ অফ হ্যুম্যানিটি এন্ড এই যাহা শ্লোকরে সেই 8 শ্লোকরে সেই কথা লেখা হইছে সো গড সেজ আর ভগবান কইছন্তি যে যে এটা এমতি ভালো লোক হবো তাকু সে ভালো পাইবে সো বেসিক্যালি ইট মিন্স an ethical person will be liked by God. That is another way of saying. Now, Tulsidas, Goswami Tulsidas Ramcharitmanas election, Bhavani Shankaro Bande Shraddha Vishwas Rupino Jabhyam Bina na Pashyanti Siddha Swanta Swamiswaram. श्रद्धा रूपी माता भवानी और विश्वास रूपी भगवान शंकर को मैं प्रणाम करता हूं। याभ्याम, इन दोनों के बिना सिद्ध लोग भी अपने हृदय में बसे इस ईश्वर को नहीं देख या समझ सकते हैं। इतने भवानी शंकर आर नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट. What is important? Shraddha and Vishwas. How many of you really have Shraddha for the course you are pursuing or whatever is being taught? And you have some conviction that whatever is being taught will be beneficial. Then you will really get benefited from this study. But if you are doing it for just like that, then and in many of our work, generally you will see we are discontented, we are not happy, we just continue because we have no other option, and that is how we fail or we do not excel. Without dedication and devotion, without belief and faith, one will not be able to attain education, knowledge, and experience. Education, knowledge, and experience are necessary for peace and prosperity in life. Knowledge means real knowledge. There are many, एगुड़ा सब कही बसले हमर क्लास माने सरीबो किंतु पाठ सरीबोनी जेंति पराविद्या अपराविद्या. There are many type of knowledges. So Indian philosophy or Indian lifestyle is full of teachings of ethics and values. There is one Kishore Shastri of Dharma Sanstha. What is Sanatan? Sana is Nitya, which is going to stay. No beginning, no end. No one has established it. Mahabharata in Ashwamedhik Parva, Dana, Daya to all being, Satya, Dhriti or Dharana, Brahmacharya, Khyama are the attributes of Dharma. So in Sanatan means what? That this whole life is, there is no beginning and end. That is what we Indian thought process is like that. May not be today. Again, Sanatan is now considered as a religion. It is not religion, it is Dharma. And this has not been established. It is not by any guru. And one of Swami Satyanand Ji, Paramahansa, he once said that Jesus Christ was not a Christian. Muhammad was not a Islamic. He was not from Islamic religion. Buddha was Hindu. Jain was Hindu. And they started some religion. And all of these were, you can say, in a way, they were part of the humanity, the human philosophy or whatever. So Sanatan is all pervading. And Dana, Daya, Satya, Dhriti or Dharana, then Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is celibacy in a way, agreed, but celibacy is self-control. Because we know in ancient India there have been rishis who were household people. They were not the tyagis. They were also normal householders. Khyama is the more you can excuse people are attributes of Dharma. Manusmriti has also given 10 attributes of Dharma. Dhriti, same, patience, then Khyama, forgiveness, Damo, Daman, self-control, Asteya, do not steal, Saucha, cleanliness, Indriya Nigraha, control over senses, Dhi, benevolent in intellect, Buddhi, Vidya, knowledge, Sa Vidya Ja Vimukta. This is another definition of Vidya, knowledge. Sa Vidya Ja Vimukta. Guru spelling, Guru meaning. Meaning कौन जानते? Do you know?
ଅନ୍ଧାରରୁ ଆଲୋକକୁ ଆଣିବାକୁ ଗୁରୁ କୁହନ୍ତି.
जे अंधार को नाश करे, गुरु. गु है अंधार, अंधकार रु निवृत्त करे हम. Guru is not a simple guide. He हमर जो अज्ञानता अछि ताको नाश करे. And विद्या और माने भी सेया. विद्या जे विमुक्ति माने मुक्ति कराए, अंधविश्वास रु बाहर कराए, बंधन रु बाहर कराए. Then Satyam, benevolent and truthfulness, Akrodha, non-anger. They are the 10 attributes of dharma. So these are all these all leads to virtue, good qualities of human being. And basically it is all about being a good human being. That is our basis of Indian ethics. And when you do all this, business cannot be also unethical. Now we are deviating in a very large extent. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, therefore, let the scriptures be your authority in determining what should be done and what should not be done. Our ethical theory, Western world re diya hai ji. Amar eti kuha hai ji, you must follow the scriptures because they are the fountainhead of knowledge. So if something is permitted by the scriptures, then it should be done, and if it is not permitted, it should not be done. But please understand that the general interpretation of many scriptures is very misleading. Now there is a controversy relating to one of the stanza in Ramcharitmanas. ढोल गवार शूद्र पशुनारी ये सब हैं ताड़न के अधिकारी. Tulsidas has written. Tulsidas is such a great poet. Why should he write such things? So that interpretation you have to understand. You can't just understand the meaning of the words and interpret in a different way. Then it is avidya, it is not vidya. So sometimes blindly following the teachings also may create problem. So that is why you need a guru or one who is realized or one who understands. Manusmriti states, the authenticity of any spiritual principle of the past, present or future must be established on the basis of Vedas. So, and we in India believe that Vedanta or Vedas are the real scriptures which would guide our life. So, next part is dharma, artha, karma and moksha. Generally, you will find everywhere it is kama and moksha.
Sir, monosmriti state ta kona?
ବୁଝିଗଲାନି
ମନସ୍ମୃତି state ଯୋଉଟା
ମନୁସ୍ମୃତି କହୁଛି ମନୁସ୍ମୃତି states. ମନୁସ୍ମୃତି is a document ନା ଏଟା ବହି ଗୋଟେ ଲେଖା. It's a scripture. ମନୁ ଲେଖିଥିଲେ ଯାହା ସେଥିରେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ଯେ the authenticity of any spiritual principles of the past, present or future must be established on the basis of Vedas. ମନୁସ୍ମୃତି କହିଲେ ବେଦ ଅନୁସାରେ ଉଚିତ ବା ଅନୁଚିତ decided ହବ, not by anybody's else interpretation. So ବେଦକୁ ଯିଏ properly ବୁଝିବ ସେଇଥିରୁ ଯାହା ନିଷ୍କର୍ଷ ବାହାରିବ that will decide whether something is good or bad. ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଚାରିଟା ଜିନିଷ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
सर स्मृति और संहिता ଭିତରେ सर ଫରକଟା କଣ?
ସ୍ମୃତି ଆଉ ସଂହିତା. ସ୍ମୃତି ମାନେ କଣ? ଯୋଉଟା ଶୁଣିକି
ମନୁସ୍ମୃତି ଆଉ ମନୁସଂହିତା
ସ୍ମୃତି ହେଲା ଯେଟା ଶୁଣିକି ମନେ ରଖିଛନ୍ତି, ସେଇଟା ହେଲା ସଂହିତା ମାନେ ଯୋଉଠି ବିବେଚନା କରାଯାଇଛି, ଡିସ୍କସନ କରାଯାଇଛି. ବେସିକାଲି ଦିଟା ଯାକ ସମାନ. ମାନେ ଏଟା ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଚୁଆଲ ଜିନିଷ. ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ କଣ କହିଲି? ସ୍ମୃତି ମାନେ ନା ଯେମିତି ପୁରାଣ କହିବା ଆମେ, ପୁରାଣର ମାନେ କଣ? ସେମିତି କିଛି ନାହିଁ. ସ୍ମୃତିର ମାନେ ହେଲା ଯୋଉଟା ମନେ ରଖା ହେଇଛି, ମାନେ ଶୁଣିକି ଲୋକ ମନେ ରଖିଛନ୍ତି, ମନରେ ଅଛି ସେଟା. ସ୍ମୃତି ସେଇଠୁ ଆସିଛି ହେଲା. ୟୁ ରିମେମ୍ବର ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍. ସଂହିତାରେ when you discuss a point, it's a samhitare you try to analyze and arrive at a conclusion. So manusmriti ଆଉ manu samhitare difference. ମନୁ ଯୋଉଟା କହିଥିଲେ, ଯୋଉଟା ମନେ ମାନେ ଯୋଉଟା କହିଛନ୍ତି ଲୋକ ମନେ ରଖିଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ ମନୁସ୍ମୃତି କୁହାଯାଇପାରେ, ଯୋଉଟା ପରବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟାୟରେ ବହି ଆକାରରେ ମିଳୁଛି ହେଲା. ସଂହିତା ଯୋଉଠି ସେଠି ମନୁ ଯୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ମନେ କରନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ ଟପିକରେ ବିବେଚନା କରିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଏଟା ଭଲ କି ମନ୍ଦ, ଏଟା ଉଚିତ କି ଅନୁଚିତ, ସେଇଟାକୁ ସଂହିତା କୁହାଯିବ. ବୁଝିହେଲା?
Yes sir.
Bhagavad Gita is what? Is a book or whatever, but how it has come to the present form. ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟେଡ ବହିରେ ଭଗବତ ଗୀତା ପଢୁଛେ এটা ଆସିଲା କେମିତି?
ମହାଭାରତ
ସେଟା ଆସିଲା କେମିତି? ମହାଭାରତ ସମୟରେ କଣ ଭିଡିଓ ରେକର୍ଡିଂ ହେଇଥିଲା?
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍ ମୋର
ଆମର ସବୁ ପୁରା ସ୍ମୃତି, ମାନେ ବେଦ ଗୁଡା ବି ସ୍ମୃତି। ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଯଦି କେତେବେଳେ କୋଉ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିରେ କେତେବେଳେ ପଢୁଥିବେ, କହୁଥିଲେ ଯେ Vedas were transmitted through generation and through memories of people. There was nothing written. କେତେବେଳେ କିଏ ଲେଖିଲା, but otherwise it was all people remembered. English ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସିଲେ ତା ଆଗରୁ ବି ୟୁରୋପିଆନ ମାନେ they were so fascinated, ସେମାନେ କିଛି ମାନେ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରୁ ନେଇ ତାଙ୍କର ସେଠି ବସି ସେମାନେ ଗାଇଲେ, ସେମାନେ ତାକୁ ଲେଖିଲା ପରେ ତାକୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରିଟ କଲେ. So many work they have done. But earlier there was little documentation. ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ପୋଥି ଦେଖୁଛେ ସେଟା ବହୁତ later part. Initial year it was all in memory.
ମାନେ ସେଇଟାକୁ ମନୁସ୍ମୃତି କୁହାଯାଉଛି, ଆଉ ମନରେ ଥିବା ସ୍ମୃତିକୁ ମନସ୍ମୃତି।
ନାଇଁ ମନୁ ଯାହା କହିଥିଲେ ସେଇଟା ମନୁସ୍ମୃତି, ମନ ନୁହଁ। ମନୁ ଜଣେ, ଆମେ ମାନବ ମାନେ ଜନ୍ମ ହେଇଛେ ମନୁଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ। ଆମର ଯୋଉ ମାନବ ଜାତି କୁହାଉଛି, ଯେମିତି ଆଦାମ ଇଭ୍ ଥିଲେ ନା ଖ୍ରୀଷ୍ଟିଆନିଟିରେ, ଆଦାମ ଯଦି ପ୍ରଥମ ଲୋକ ହେଲେ, ମନୁଠୁ ମାନବ ସଭ୍ୟତା ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଇଛି। ମନୁ ୱାଜ ଏ ସେଣ୍ଟ ଅର ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ ହ୍ୱାଟ ଏଭର ବିଇଂ। ସେ ଯାହା କହିଥିଲେ ତାକୁ ଲୋକ ମନେ ରଖି ଯୋଉ ଆସିଲେ, ସେଟା ଯୋଉ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍କ୍ରିପ୍ଚର ବୋଲି ହେଲା, ସେଟାକୁ ମନୁସ୍ମୃତି କୁହାଯାଏ। ମନୁ କେତେଟା ଜାଗାରେ ବିବେଚନା କରିଛନ୍ତି ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ଟପିକରେ, ସେଟାକୁ ମନୁ ସଂହିତା କୁହାଯାଇପାରେ।
ସାର୍ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ସାର୍।
କୁହନ୍ତୁ।
ସାର୍ ଯୋଉ ସାର୍ ମହାଭାରତ ଯୋଉ କହିଲେ ଆପଣ, କିଏ ଲେଖିଥିଲେ ବୋଲି, ସେଇଟା ସାର୍ ସଞ୍ଜୟ ଉବାଚଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ ସଞ୍ଜୟଙ୍କର ଉବାଚ ଯୋଉ ସେଇଥିରୁ ହିଁ ସାର୍ ମହାଭାରତର ଲେଖାଟା ହେଉଛି ବୋଲି ମାନେ ଜଣା ପଡେ ସାର୍, ଯେତିକି ଜାଣିଛି ସାର୍।
ସଞ୍ଜୟ ଉବାଚ କାହିଁକି ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି?
ମାନେ
ଧୃତରାଷ୍ଟ୍ର ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଚାରିଲେ, ସଞ୍ଜୟ ତାଙ୍କୁ କହିଲେ। ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ପଚାରିଲି ଯେ ଧୃତରାଷ୍ଟ୍ର ଆଉ ସଞ୍ଜୟ ଯଦି କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହଉଥିଲେ, ସେଟା କେମିତି ଆମ ପାଖକୁ ଆସିଲା? ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ହ୍ୱାଟ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଆସ୍କିଂ। ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ ମୋ କଥାଟା?
Yes sir, ସେଇଟା ସାର୍ ମୋ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ।
ମୁଁ ସେଇଟାକୁ କହୁଛି ଯେ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଯିଏ ବି ଥିଲେ ନଥିଲେ, ଯାହା ବି ଥିଲା, ମାନେ ଯଦି ଭାବିବେ, ଏଇଟା ବହୁତ ଗୋଟେ ଆଚମ୍ବିତ କଥା। ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ଏବେ କଥା ହଉଛେ, ଏଇଟା କ୍ଲାଉଡରେ ରେକର୍ଡିଂ ହଉଛି, କାଲି ସକାଳୁ ୟାକୁ ଆପଣ ଶୁଣିପାରିବେ। ଯେତେ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ ହଉଛି ସବୁ ଭିଡିଓ ରେକର୍ଡିଂ ହଉଛି, ଆପଣମାନେ ଦେଖିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି। କିନ୍ତୁ ହିସାବ କରନ୍ତୁ, ସେତେବେଳେ ନା ଭିଡିଓ ଥିଲା, କଣ ଥିଲା। କିନ୍ତୁ ଧୃତରାଷ୍ଟ୍ର ପଚାରିଲେ, ସଞ୍ଜୟ କହିଲେ, ଏଟା ଲେଖିଲେ। କିଏ ଲେଖିଲେ? ବ୍ୟାସ ନା କିଏ ଲେଖିଲେ ଏଟାକୁ, ମାନେ ମହାଭାରତକୁ? ତ ସେ କେମିତି ପାଇଲେ? ଦେयर ଆର୍ many aspects of that. ସେଟା ଛାଡ଼ନ୍ତୁ। ସ୍ମୃତିର ମାନେ ହେଲା ଯୋଉଟା ମନେ ରଖି ପାସନ ହୁଏ, ଆଉ ସଂହିତାର ମାନେ ହେଲା ଗୋଟେ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ଟପିକରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଡିସ୍କସନ ହୁଏ, ଗୋଟେ ନିଷ୍କର୍ଷ ବାହାରିବାକୁ। ଆଉ ମନୁ ହେଲେ ଦି ବିଗିନର, ଦି ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ପର୍ସନ। ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଚାରିଟା ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି, ଧର୍ମ, ଅର୍ଥ, କର୍ମ ଏଣ୍ଡ ମୋକ୍ଷ। ଆପଣଙ୍କ କୋର୍ସରେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି କର୍ମ। ଆମର ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯୋଉଠି ବି ବହି ଖୋଜିବେ, ସେଠି ବାହାରିବ କାମ, ଡିଜାୟାର। ନା କାମ ଆଉ କର୍ମରେ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ ଅଛି କି? ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ଧର୍ମ, ଅର୍ଥ, ମୋକ୍ଷ ଏଟା ସମାନ। କାମ ଆଉ କର୍ମରେ କିଛି ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ ଅଛି କି?
ଅଛି ସାର୍।
କଣ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ?
ସାର୍ କର୍ମ ଯାହା ମାନେ ଆମର ଯାହା କର୍ମ ରହିଛି ସାର୍, ସେଇଟା କରିବା ହଉଛି କର୍ମ। ଆଉ ସାର୍ କାମ ହଉଛି ସାର୍ ମାନେ ଲୋଭ ସାର୍, ପାର୍ଟ ଅଫ ଲୋଭ ସାର୍, ପାର୍ଟ ଅଫ ଗ୍ରିଡ।
ମଜା କଥା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ଇଚ୍ଛା ନଥିଲେ ଆପଣ କାମ କରିବେ?
ନା ସାର୍।
ଆଉ ତାକୁ ଲୋଭ କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ଭଲ କୁହନ୍ତୁ କି ମନ୍ଦ କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ମୁଁ ସେ ଲୋଭ ଆଉ ଇଏରେ ଯାଉନି। ବଟ୍ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ଯଦି ପାଇବାର ଇଚ୍ଛା ନଥିବ, କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ଏଚିଭ କରିବାର ଇଚ୍ଛା ନଥିବ, ଜଣେ କାହିଁ କାମ କରିବ? ସଣ୍ଡେ ଦିନ ସକାଳୁ ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଅଫିସ ଯିବାର ନାହିଁ, we prefer to sleep, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Generally, ଯୋଉ ଦିନ ପିଲାଙ୍କର ପରୀକ୍ଷା ସରିଯିବ, ଆର ଦିନ ସେମାନେ ଉଠିବେନି। So kama is desire, agreed, or the propelling force, and that results in karma. You can't achieve anything without a desire. So that is why they are interlinked. Apango course re somehow they have made it as karma, because that is the manifestation of kama. ଆମ ଏବେ present context ରେ kama is more or less visualized in sexual desire, but that is not true. Kama is any type of desire. and karma is the manifestation of a desire. ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଚାହିଁଲେ ଗଛରେ ଚଢିବେ ବା ଫୁଲଟେ ହେଇଛି ତୋଳିବେ ବା ଫଳଟେ ଫଳିଛି ତୋଳିବେ ବା ମାନେ ଟିକେ ବଡିର ଫିଟନେସ୍ ଆଣିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁଲେ ଦୌଡ଼ିବେ କୋଉଠି ଗୋଟେ ରିଜନ ବାହାରିଲେ ଯାଇକି ଆପଣ କାମଟି କରିବେ. So karma is the manifestation of desire. Okay.
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍.
And dharma is righteousness. ଆପଣ ମାନେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟଲି ancient sages articulated the goals of humankind as purusharth. ଏଇ ଚାରିଟା ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ଆପଣ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ଧର୍ମ ଅର୍ଥ କର୍ମ କାମ and moksha or karma and moksha, these are called four purusharth. ପ୍ରଥମ କଥା, Purusha is not a male gender. Please understand that. Purusha sukta ଯଦି କେତେବେଳେ ଶୁଣିବେ, it is not for he or she. Purusha is the real existence. Now ସେଥିରେ ମାନେ woman or man is not Purusha is the existence. So Purushartha ମାନେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ existence ପାଇଁ ଯୋଉଟା ଆମର ବେସିକ ଦରକାର ଜିନିଷ ସେ ଚାରିଟା ଜିନିଷ ହେଲା ଧର୍ମ ଅର୍ଥ କାମ and moksha. Righteousness, duty. As per Sri M, dharma actually means quality of a person's mind or life. It reflects one's qualities rather than the religion or one's religious orientation. Sri M ହେଲେ contemporary India ର ଜଣେ very great saint. ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଯଦି ଚାହିଁବେ Google ରେ Sri M ମାରିଲେ you will get lot of information about him. So I am ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ statement was very it made me. So lately I have added this into this. Dharma actually means quality of a person's mind or life. It reflects one's qualities rather than the religion or one's religious orientation. So please understand, don't get misled by people who preach dharmic things. Dharmic unmad jo boli କଥା ଶୁଣୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ very wrong statement. It is a quality of life. It can't be Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. So anybody's life which is wretched, it is lack of dharma. Good life, you are established or righteous life. Then artha is wealth. It's the means to have a good life. Karma is a desire which can earn you wealth. Now, when you realize your righteousness or duty and everything you complete, ultimate is liberation. Because wealth is only to be righteous. It is not for accumulation. And desire is that desire of righteousness. So ultimately you will be liberated. That is the four purusharth as per Indian philosophy. Dharma is
sir ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଟିକେ ଚାରିଟାର ଅର୍ଥ ଟିକେ କହିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ଲିଜ.
ଧର୍ମ ମାନେ ଯାହା ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଯେ ରାଇଟିୟସନେସ୍ ବା ଯୋଉଟା ସତ ଉପରେ ଯୋଉଟା ଟ୍ରୁଥ ସତ୍ୟ ଉପରେ ଆଧାରିତ ଦି ରିଏଲ କଣ କହିବେ ଜୀବନର ଅସଲ ମିନିଂ ଯୋଉଟା ସେଟା ହେଲା ଧର୍ମ. ଅର୍ଥ ହେଲା ସମ୍ପଦ ପଇସା ମନି ଏନିଥିଙ୍ଗ ୱେଲ୍ଥ ଯାହା ବି କହିବେ ଧନ ସମ୍ପଦ ଯୋଉଟା ବି ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଖାଇବାକୁ ନାହିଁ ଯଦି ପଇସା ନାହିଁ ଖାଇବେ କେମିତି ନ ଖାଇବେ ଯଦି ଶାନ୍ତିରେ ବସିବେ କେମିତି ଯୋଉ ଫୋକସ କରିବେ ବା ଚିନ୍ତା କରିବେ ସେଟା କେମିତି କରିବେ ଆଉ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଯଦି ଦରକାର ତାହେଲେ ତା ପାଇଁ କାମ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ. ସୋ କାମ କରିବେ କଲେ ଯାଇକି ଧନ ପାଇବେ ଧନ ପାଇଲେ ଯାଇକି ଧର୍ମ କରିବେ ଧର୍ମ କଲେ ଯାଇକି ମୋକ୍ଷ ପାଇବେ. ବୁଝିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି?
Yes sir.
ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଦେଖି ଆଇ ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ନୋ ମାନେ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କର ଏଭରେଜ ଏଜ କେତେ ହବ ଯୋଉମାନେ ସବୁ ଅଛନ୍ତି? ଏଜ
30.
Average is 30.
35.
Oh.
36 sir.
30, I mean, average is 35-40 maximum.
Yes sir. Yes.
25.
Or 25 କିଛି ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେ average ମୁଁ ହେତ ପାଇଁ କହୁଛି. What I am saying is I don't know ଯୋଉମାନେ 35 ବି ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମା ବାଙ୍କ କଥା ଯଦି ଦେଖିବେ how simple life they were leading. ସକାଳୁ ଉଠିବେ ରାନ୍ଧିବେ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଦେବେ ଘର କଥା ସବୁ ବୁଝିବେ କୋଉଠି ହ୍ୱାଇନିଂ ବା କମ୍ପ୍ଲେନିଂ ଦେଖୁଥିଲେ ବହୁତ କମ. And that is why that ମାନେ ସେମାନେ ସେଟାକୁ ନିଜର ଧର୍ମ ବୋଲି ମାନି ନେଇଛନ୍ତି. Please understand this. Dharma is not being Hindu or Muslim or Christian or whatever. বা ইভেন এই ব্রাহ্মণ ক্ষত্রিয় বৈশ্য ଶୂଦ୍ର ଏଗୁଡା ବି ନୁହଁ ହାଉସ ୱାଇଫ ହେଇକି ଚଳିବାଟା
କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ 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 ସାର୍
ହଁ କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ ଇଜ ଏଗେନ୍ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ ଏଲ୍ସ ବଟ୍ ଧର୍ମକୁ ଯିଏ ବୁଝିଥିବ ସେ କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟକୁ ବୁଝିପାରିବ ବାପାର ଧର୍ମ ହେଲା ସେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର କେୟାର ନବ ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିରେ ମାର ଧର୍ମ ହେଲା ସେ ସେମିତି ନରିଶମେଣ୍ଟ ଦେବେ ପୁଅର ଧର୍ମ ହେଲା ଯେ ବାପା ମା କଥା ବୁଝିବ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ମୋ କଥାଟା
ସାର୍ ସାର୍
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍
ଏଥିରେ ହିନ୍ଦୁ ମୁସଲିମ ଖ୍ରୀଷ୍ଟିଆନ କିଛି ନାହିଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି ପାଣିର ଧର୍ମ ହେଲା ସେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯେତେବେଳେ ପିଇବେ ଶୋଷଟା ମିଟିବ ଯୋଉଠି ବହିଯିବ ମାନେ ନିଆଁ ଲିଭିଯିବ ପାଣି ଯାହା ଯାହା ହେଲେ ନିଆଁକୁ ଲିଭେଇବ ନା ନାହିଁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସାର୍
ଆଉ ନିଆଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଜଳିବ ସେ ସବୁକୁ ଜଳେଇ ଦବ ସେ ଆଉ ଦେଖିବନି ଯେ ମଢା ଜଳୁଛି କି ଜିଅନ୍ତା ମଣିଷ ଜଳୁଛି ଯୋଉଠି ନିଆଁ ଆସିଲା ଯଦି ନିଆଁ ସାମନାରେ ଯିଏ ପଡିଲା ସେ ଭାସିଲା ଯେତେବେଳେ ପବନ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଉଠିବ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପବନ ଆସିବ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ସାଇକ୍ଲୋନ ଓଡିଶାରେ ହୁଏ ସେ କଣ ଆଉ ଦେଖେ ଏଟା ମଣିଷ ଘର ଗାଡି ଘୋଡା ଟିଣ ଗଛ କିଛି ଦେଖେ
ନା ସାର୍
ତାର ଧର୍ମ ହେଲା ସେ ଉଡେଇବ ସେତେବେଳକୁ ଆଉ ସେତେବେଳକୁ ରକ୍ଷା ନାହିଁ କିଛି ବଢି ଆସିଲା ମାନେ ତା ଧର୍ମ ହେଲା ସେ ବୋହେଇ ନବ ସେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ସବୁବେଳେ ଧର୍ମ ଏକଦମ କ୍ଲିୟର ଜିନିଷ ଆମେ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ ହଉଛେ ଚାକିରିରେ ଜଏନ କଲେ କଣ ପାଇଁ ଭରଣ ପୋଷଣ ପାଇଁ ଘର ପୋଷଣ ପାଇଁ ନୁହଁ ମାନେ ଘର ଭରିବା ପାଇଁ ନୁହଁ ଜୀବନରେ ସର୍ଭାଇଭ
ସାର୍ ଧର୍ମ ମାନେ ସାର୍ ଧର୍ମ ମାନେ ଏହା କି ଧର୍ମ ଅନୁସାରେ ନିଜର କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ ସମ୍ପାଦନ କରିବାର ରାସ୍ତାକୁ ଧର୍ମ କୁହାଯାଏ ସାର୍
ଧର୍ମ ହେଲା ଯୋଉଟା ଜୀବନ ଯାପନ ପାଇଁ ଯୋଉଟା ଆବଶ୍ୟକ ଜିନିଷ ତାକୁ କେମିତି କରି କରିବା ତାକୁ ଠିକ ବାଟରେ ଯାଇକି ତାକୁ ଆମେ ସମାପନ କରିବା ସେଟା ହେଲା ଧର୍ମ ଯେମିତି ବୁଢା ବା ମା ବାପାର ଭରଣ ପୋଷଣ କରିବା ହଉଛି ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କର ଧର୍ମ
ସାର୍ ଧର୍ମଟା ହଉଛି ମାନେ ଆମେ ବିନା କୌଣସି କମ୍ପ୍ଲେନରେ ଯୋଉଟା ଆମେ ମାନିବା ମାନେ ଯୋଉଟା ଆମ ନେଚରରେ ଆସିଯିବ କି ଏଇଟା ହିଁ ଆମ କାମ ଆମକୁ କିଛି ଭାବିବାର ନାହିଁ କି ଆମକୁ ଏଇଟା କରିବାର ଅଛି
ଏବେ ଯେମିତି ଆପଣମାନେ
କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ
କ୍ଲାସ
ହଉଛି ଗୋଟେ
ଏବେ ଯେମିତି ଆପଣମାନେ କ୍ଲାସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ପିଲାମାନେ ସେ ଯୋଉ ଗାର କାଟୁଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ ମାନେ ବାଚାଳାମି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ଧର୍ମରୁ ବିଚ୍ୟୁତ ହଉଛନ୍ତି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଏଟଲିଷ୍ଟ କାମ ଏଠି କଣ ହବା କଥା ନା ଆମେ ଯେତିକି ସମୟ ଆସୁଛେ ସାର୍ ମାନେ ଆସୁଛନ୍ତି ଯିଏ ଆସୁଛି ଆମେ ତ ଶୁଣିବା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲା ନ ଲାଗିଲା ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ ନ ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବା କିନ୍ତୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ ସେଟାକୁ ଶୁଣିବା ନାହିଁ ସେଥିରେ ବାଚାଳାମି କରିବା ମାଇକ୍ ଅନ୍ କରିଦେଇକି ସିଆଡେ ବସିକି ଆଉ କଣ କରିବା କାହିଁକିନା କେହି ତ କାହାକୁ ଦେଖି ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ସେଠି ଯେମିତି ଜଣେ ମ୍ୟାଡମ ଭୁଲରେ ଯାଇକି ଦୋକାନରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିକି କିଣା ବିକା କଲା ବେଳକୁ ମାଇକ୍ ଟା ଅନ୍ ଥିଲା
ପରିବା କିଣିଥିଲେ ସାର୍
ସେଇଥିରେ ଆମେ ଧର୍ମରୁ ବିଚ୍ୟୁତି ହେଲେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆଉ ଅର୍ଥ ମାନେ ହେଲା ମିନ୍ସ ମାନେ ଯୋଉଟା ଆଉ ଜଣେ କିଏ କଣ କହୁଥିଲେ ମ୍ୟାଡମ ଜଣେ
ସାର୍ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି
କୁହନ୍ତୁ ସୁପ୍ରିୟା ମ୍ୟାଡମ
ସାର୍ ଆମେ ଯଦି ସବୁବେଳେ ଧର୍ମ କର୍ମ ଅର୍ଥ ଏଇ ରୀତିନୀତିରେ ଚାଲିବା ଇଥିକାଲ ଭ୍ୟାଲୁ ସହିତ ଚାଲିବା ତ ମତେ ଲାଗେ କି ଲୋକ ଆମକୁ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲୋଏଟ୍ କରିକି ନେଇଯିବେ ଲାଇକ୍ ମୁଁ ସବୁବେଳେ ଯଦି ଖାଲି ଭଲ ହିଁ କରିବି ଲୋକଙ୍କର ସେବା ଯତ୍ନ କରିବି କାହାକୁ ଫାଇନାନ୍ସିଆଲି ହେଲ୍ପ କରିବି କାହାକୁ ଫିଜିକାଲି ଆସିଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ କରିବି କାହାକୁ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇପ୍ସ ଅଫ ହେଲ୍ପ ଅଛି ସବୁ ଯଦି କରିବି ତ ସେ ମତେ ଭଲ ହିଁ କହିବ ବଟ୍ ୟା ଦ୍ୱାରା ତ ମୁଁ ମୋର ସବୁ ଏନର୍ଜି ତାକୁ ଦେଇଦେବି ଆଉ ମୋର ସେଲ୍ଫ ଡିଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ସନ ହେବାର ଗ୍ରାଜୁଆଲି ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହବ ତ ନିଜ ଉପରେ ଫୋକସ କରିବା ଦରକାର ୟା ଯୋଉ
ଆପଣ
ବୁକିସ୍ ନଲେଜରେ ଯାହା ଅଛି ସେଟା ଫଲୋ କରିବା ଦରକାର
କୋଉଠି ବୁକିସ୍ ନଲେଜ ଅଛି ଏଠି ମ୍ୟାଡମ वी डोंट हैव ए बुक प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट एटा स्मृति परा सब सो एगुडा बुकिस नॉलेज नुह एटा रियल लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस आपन को आ गुटे जिंस बुझौची धर्म माने नुह जे आपन खाली समस्त को सब देई देबे आपण निजकू माने तळी तळांत करिक जदि अन्य मान को सहायता करछन सेठरा आपण गोटे धर्म खिलाफ करछन गोटे धर्म पालन करछन गोटे धर्म खिलाफ करछन आपण माने प्लेन रे जदि जिबे प्लेन रे जदि जिबे केतेबेले जेतेबेले से सेफ्टी जो प्रैक्टिसेस जेतेबेले कुआ हबो सेतेबेले कुआ हबो जे आपनकर सीट ऊपर ऑक्सीजन मास्क अछि जेतेबेले कोनोसी कारणरू ऑक्सीजन कमी जिवो प्लेन भितरे मास्क गुडा आपणा छाए खसी जिवो आपण निज मास्क निज कान नाकरे लगेइकरी निश्वास नेबे तापरे अन्य मानकू हेल्प करी बुझि पाइले एथिरे कुआ जणे कहबे जे सेल्फिश ना आपणकर आपण हमर पूरा कहली एगुडा सब कहली दीज आर ऑल वेरी वेरी लॉन्ग टर्म क्लास एटा गुटे क्लास रे कहया बा जो दीटा क्लास रे गुटे जिंस बुझा बहुत मुश्किल किंतु प्रथम कर्तव्य आपणक प्रति अछि किंतु ता माने न जे सेल्फिश हेबे Please understand that. ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ କଥା କହିଲେ ତୀର ତଳେ ତଳାନ୍ତ ହେଇଯିବେ ଜଣଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ସେଟା ନୁହଁ ଠିକ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଯେ କେବଳ ନିଜ ପାଇଁ କରିବେ ସେଟା ବି ନୁହଁ ଠିକ। ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ ଧର୍ମର କଥା?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ଆପଣ ଏମିତି ବିହେଭ କରିବେ ବାଲାନ୍ସ ହେଇକି ଚାଲିବେ, ନିଜକୁ ବି କେୟାର ନେବେ, ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କର ବି କେୟାର ନେବେ।
ତ ସାର୍ ସେଥିରେ ବି ଡିପ୍ଲୋମାସି ଏଣ୍ଟ୍ରି କରୁଛି ନା ସାର୍?
କାହିଁକି ଆପଣ ଡିପ୍ଲୋମାସିରେ ପଶିବେ? ସିଧା କଥା କହିବେ, ମୁହଁ ଖୋଲିକି କହିବେ ଯୋଉଟା ଦରକାର। ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଲାଗିଲା ଜଣେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲୋଏଟ୍ କରୁଛି, ସିଧା ତାକୁ ମନା କରିବେ, ସେଥିରେ କୌଣସି ଭୁଲ ନାହିଁ। ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମନରେ ଯଦି କୌଣସି ବାଛ ବିଚାର ନାହିଁ, ଆପଣ ଯଦି କ୍ଲିୟର ଇନ୍ ୟୋର କନସାଇନ୍ସ, then nothing can deter you। ଏଟା ଜାଣିଥାନ୍ତୁ, ଯୋଉମାନେ ଏଚିଭର ସେମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଲକୁ ଫିକ୍ସ କରିକି ଯାଆନ୍ତି, ଦେ ଫେସ୍ ଲଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ହାର୍ଡସିପ୍, ସବୁ ଜିନିଷରେ କଷ୍ଟ ପାଇବେ। ପୁରା କହିଲି ଏଟା ଜୀବନଟା ହେଲା ଲଢେଇ, ସେଇଥିରେ ତ ଏଡେ ବଡ ଗୀତା ଲେଖା ହେଲା।
ସଂଘର୍ଷ।
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍।
ଆଉ ଅର୍ଥ ତାପରେ ଯେମିତି ହେଲା means, then kama or desire, moksha is release from desire. That is one of the biggest definition of moksha, and dropping of desires is also moksha। ଗୋଟେ ଲେଭେଲ ପରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଆଉ ଡିଜାୟାର ରହିଲା ନାହିଁ, that is moksha। ଓକେ, ସୋ
ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ସାର୍।
ହଁ କୁହନ୍ତୁ।
ସାର୍ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରଭୁ ଶ୍ରୀରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଯୋଉ ସରାଇ ନଦୀରେ ସମାଧି ନେଇଥିଲେ, ସେଇଟା ସାର୍ କଣ ତାର ବ୍ୟାଖ୍ୟା? ଆଉ ସାର୍ ଯୋଉ ମୁନି ଋଷି ମାନେ ସମାଧି ନେଇକି ପୁଣି ଦେହତ୍ୟାଗ କରିକି ପୁଣି ଆସି ତାଙ୍କ ଶରୀରରେ ପୁଣି ପଶନ୍ତି, ସେ ଯୋଉ ସମାଧି, ସେ ତାର କଣ ବ୍ୟାଖ୍ୟା ସାର୍?
ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ଏଇଟା we are reading business ethics। ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନଟି ପଚାରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଟା ଆମର ସବଜେକ୍ଟ ରିଲେଟେଡ ନୁହଁ। ପ୍ରଥମ କଥା, ବ୍ୟାଖ୍ୟା ଦେବାର ମତେ ଯଦି ପଚାରିବେ, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଇନସିଡେଣ୍ଟ ଗୁଡା ଆପଣ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରେସ ବା ବୁଝିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି, ଆମର ଯଦି କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଚୁଆଲି ଯଦି ମାନେ ଯୋଉଥିପାଇଁ ସେ ଗ୍ରନ୍ଥ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି, ସେ ଗ୍ରନ୍ଥ ଲେଖା ହେଇନି ଯେ ରାମଙ୍କ ସରଜୁରେ ସମାଧି ନେବାଟା ଇଜ ନଟ୍ ଦି ପ୍ରାଇମ ଫୋକସ ଅଫ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଗ୍ରନ୍ଥ। ରାମାୟଣରେ ରାମ ହେଲେ ମର୍ଯ୍ୟାଦା ପୁରୁଷୋତ୍ତମ ରାମ। ସେ ଜୀବନ କାଳରେ ଯୋଉ କାମ କରିଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଟାକୁ ଅନୁଧ୍ୟାନ କରିବା ସେ ଯୋଉ ଗ୍ରନ୍ଥର ମୂଳ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ। ରାମ, ଆପଣ ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ, ଗୁଡାଏ ଜିନିଷରେ କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା, ବର୍ଷ ବର୍ଷ ଧରି କାଳ ଧରି ଏଇ କଥା ଗୁଡା ଲୋକଙ୍କ ମନରେ ଥିଲା। ସେଟା ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଫ୍ରମ ଜେନେରେସନ ଟୁ ଜେନେରେସନ ପାସ୍ ହେଇଗଲା। ସେଥିରେ କୋଉଟା ଆଡ୍ ହେଲା କୋଉଟା ଡିଲିଟ ହେଲା ଭାବିବା ଜାଣିବା ମୁସ୍କିଲ ହେଲା।
ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ସାର୍ ନୂଆ ସାର୍ ଆସୁଛି, ଯେମିତି ଏବେ ସାର୍ ନୂଆ ଯୋଉ
ଇଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରିଟେସନ ଆଜିକାଲିକା ବହୁତ ପ୍ରକାର ଇଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରିଟେସନ ଆସୁଛି। ଯୋଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଝଗଡା ହେଇଗଲା ଯେ ରାଧା କିଏ, ରାଧା କେହି ନାହାନ୍ତି ବୋଲି ଜଣେ କହିଲେ। ପ୍ରେମାନନ୍ଦଜୀ ମହାରାଜ କହିଲେ, ଆରେ ରାଧାକୁ ଯିଏ ଏମିତି କହୁଛି ତାକୁ ରାଗିଗଲେ। ମୁଁ ସେଇଟା କିଛି ଯିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁନି, ବଟ୍ ମୋ କହିବା କଥା, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଇଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରିଟେସନ ରେ ଆମର ଫୋକସଟା କଣ ସେଟା ବୁଝିବା ଦରକାର। ସମାଧି ଜଣେ ନେଲା, ସାଧୁ ବା ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସୀ ଜଣେ, ପୁଣି ଆସିକି ସେ ଶରୀରରେ ପ୍ରାଣ ପ୍ରତିଷ୍ଠା ହେଲା, ସେଟା ବହୁତ ନଜାରା ଅଛି ଆମର। There are many examples of that, but the question is whether that is important or ମାନେ କଣ ପାଇଁ ସେ ସବୁ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ବା କୁହା ହେଇଛି ସେଇଟା ବୁଝିବା ଦରକାର। ମୋ କଥା ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି କଣ କହୁଛି?
Yes sir, yes sir।
So let us not get into that। ଆଉ I am not a, ପ୍ରଥମ କଥା ହେଲା, ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ କଣ କହିବି, ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରବଚନ ଦେବା ପରି ଲୋକ ନୁହଁ, ବା ମୋର ଏତେ ଜ୍ଞାନ ନାହିଁ ଯେ ମୁଁ କହିବି। ବଟ୍ ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଟରେ ଯେତିକି ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ବା ଯାହା ବିଷୟରେ ମୋର ଯାହା ଅନୁଭୂତି, ମୁଁ ସେଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ସେୟାର କରୁଛି। ଆଉ ମୋ ପାଇଁ these are all very inconsequential things। ଯେ ରାମ ସରଜୁରେ ଯୋଉ ଦେହ ଛାଡ଼ିଲେ, ବା କୃଷ୍ଣଙ୍କୁ ଯୋଉ ଜରା ସବର ସର ମାରିଲା ଆଉ ସେ ପ୍ରାଣ ଛାଡ଼ିଲେ, these are all inconsequential things। ସେଟା ମାନେ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କୃଷ୍ଣଙ୍କର ଅବତାର ହେଇନଥିଲା, ରାମଙ୍କ ଅବତାର ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ହେଇନଥିଲା। ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ କାର୍ମିକ ଲ ଅନୁସାରେ ସେଗୁଡା ହେଇଥିଲା। ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ?
Yes sir।
Okay। An individual can realize himself or herself by balancing and fulfilling these four objectives। means ଏଇ ଚାରିଟା ପୁରୁଷାର୍ଥ ଭିତରେ ବାଲାନ୍ସ ରଖି ପାରିଲେ ହିଁ ଜଣେ ଲୋକ ମୋକ୍ଷକୁ ପ୍ରାପ୍ତି ହବ। They are not independent or mutually exclusive। ମାନେ ଚାରିଟା ଯାକ ପୁରୁଷାର୍ଥ ମାନେ one by one ନୁହନ୍ତି, they go each other, ମାନେ ଏକା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଚାଲେ। Exclusive pursuit of one purusharth creates an imbalance in a person's life and prevents the person from reaching the ultimate destination of their life। ମାନେ ପଇସା କମେଇ ଚାଲିଲେ, ତାପରେ ବୟସ ହେଇଗଲେ 60 ବର୍ଷ ପରେ ମୁଁ ଧର୍ମ କରିବି, ଇଟ୍ ହାଜ ନୋ ମିନିଂ। ଆପଣ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ଏକା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କରିବେ। ଟେକ୍ ଅର୍ଥ ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ, ଇଫ୍ an individual seeks only wealth but lacks in righteousness, then the fulfillment on the fulfillment of his duty, he will not be considered as a successful man from an ethical perspective, as per our goal. ଏଇଟା ଯୋଉ triangle ଟା ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ଏଟା ଆପଣ ମାନେ ପଢିଛନ୍ତି କୋଉଠି ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି?
Yes sir, ବୁଦ୍ଧିଜମ ରେ ଅଛି କି କୋଉଥିରେ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଭୁଲି ଯାଉଛି।
ହଉ ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଏଇଟା ଦେଖିବେ ଆପଣ HR ପଢିଲା ବେଳକୁ ମାସ୍ଲୋସ୍ ନିଡ୍ ହାୟରାର୍କି ବୋଲି କହନ୍ତି ଆକୁ। ମାସ୍ଲୋସ୍ ନିଡ୍ ହାୟରାର୍କି ଏଟା ଆପଣ ମାନେ ପଢିଥିବେ। ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସ ରେ we will start from here. ଓକେ 8ଟା ବାଜିଗଲା ଅନ୍ୟ ସାର୍ ଆସିବେ, so we have to stop here.
Thank you, sir.
ସାର୍ ନମସ୍କାର ସାର୍।
ନମସ୍କାର। ଆଉ ସାର୍ ଆସିଲେଣି ନା ଆସିନାହାନ୍ତି ବୋଧେ? ଆସିବେ। So
Thank you, sir.
ସାର୍
ହଁ
ସାର୍ ମୋର ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଡାଉଟ ଅଛି।
କୁହନ୍ତୁ ହଁ ସେ ନେକ୍ସଟ ସାର୍ ଆସିଲା ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ we can talk a
ହଁ
little.
ସାର୍ ମାନେ ଧରନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ଆଉ ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ଦୟା କରିକି ହେଲ୍ପ କରିବା, ଆମର 2ଟା କିଡନୀ ଅଛି, ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଦୟା କରିକି ଗୋଟେ କିଡନୀ ବି ଦେବା, ତ ଆଉ ଜଣେ ପୁଣି କହିବ କି ତୋର ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଯୋଉ କିଡନୀ ଅଛି ସେଟା ବି ମତେ ଦେଇଦେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ସାମ୍ନା ବାଲା ଭାବିବନି କି ଅଲରେଡି ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଦେଇଦେଇଛି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ତା ପାଖରୁ ମୁଁ କେମିତି ମାଗିବି। ମାନେ ମାଗିବାର ବି ଜଣେ ଲିମିଟ ବୁଝୁନି, ଜଣେ ଦଉଛି ମାନେ ତାଠୁ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଅସଲି ମଗା ଯାଉଛି ଖାଲି।
ସୁପ୍ରିୟା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ, ଆପଣ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ କିଡନୀ ଦେଇ ସାରିଛନ୍ତି for some reason or other, please don't get bothered about somebody else who is asking for a second kidney. There is no logic in even entertaining that thought. You consider him as a mad fellow. You are wasting your time, please. ଆପଣ ବୁଝନ୍ତୁ
actually ଏଇଟା କଳି ଯୁଗ ନା, ତ ସତ୍ୟ ଯୁଗରେ କେହି ମାଗିବେନି ବି ସେକେଣ୍ଡ କିଡନୀ ଟା, କାରଣ ସେମାନେ ଲୋକ ହିଁ ସେମିତି
ଗୋଟେ
ଥିଲେ।
ଜିନିଷ ବୁଝନ୍ତୁ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ, ଏଇ
ଯାହା ତ କିଡନୀ ବିକ୍ରି କରିଦେଲେ।
ରୁହନ୍ତୁ
ଏଇଟା
ରୁହନ୍ତୁ କଳି ଯୁଗ ସତ୍ୟ ଯୁଗ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଗୁଡା କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଚୁଆଲ ଜିନିଷ, ବୁଝିଲେ? ପ୍ରଥମ କଥା ହେଲା ଧର୍ମ ଡଜଣ୍ଟ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ୱିଥ କଳି ଯୁଗ ଅର ସତ୍ୟ ଯୁଗ। ଏଇ ଯୋଉ
ମାଇଣ୍ଡସେଟ ଟା ଚେଞ୍ଜ।
ଏଇ ଯୋଉ 4ଟା ପୁରୁଷାର୍ଥରେ ଯୋଉ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
କନସେନ୍ଟ୍ରେସନ ଅଫ ପୁରୁଷାର୍ଥ ସେଇଟା ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହୁଏ, and that decide which ଯୁଗ we are in.
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଏଇ ଯୁଗରେ ବି ସତ୍ୟବାନ ଲୋକ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଭଲ ଲୋକ ଅଛନ୍ତି, that is how the world is moving. And ମାନେ it is amply clear. ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଖାଲି ସିନା ଆମକୁ କଣ ହୁଏ କି ଖରାପଟା ବହୁତ ଭଲ ମାନେ ବେଶୀ ଦେଖାଯାଏ, and we being good ଆମେ ସବୁବେଳେ feel frustrated. It is not ଖାଲି ସୁପ୍ରିୟା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ନୁହନ୍ତି, many ଯାହାର ବି ଟିକେ
ସାର୍
ଭଲ
ଏଇଟା ମନର ଭାବନା ଥାଏ, ଯଦି ଆମେ ନେଗେଟିଭ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍ ରଖିବା ତାହେଲେ ଯାଇକି ସାର୍ ସେଟା କେବେ ବି ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇପାରିବନି।
ନା ସେମିତି ଖାଲି ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କ କଥାଟାକୁ ସେମିତି କହୁନି, କାରଣ ମୋ କହିବା କଥା ଭଲ ଲୋକର ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଫିଲିଂ, କାରଣ ପିପୁଲ ରିଏଲି ଡୁ ନଟ୍ ଆପ୍ରିସିଏଟ୍। ବଟ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ବୁଝନ୍ତୁ, ଭଲ ହବାଟା ଆପ୍ରିସିଏସନ ପାଇଁ ନୁହଁ। We are not being good because somebody would appreciate or not appreciate. ଆମେ ଜୀବନର ଅଲ୍ଟିମେଟ ଏମ୍ ମୋକ୍ଷ ପାଇବା, ଯୋଉଟା ଆମର ମୋକ୍ଷଟାକୁ ପାଇଲେ ମାନେ ନୁହନ୍ତି ଯେ ଦେହ ଛାଡୁଛେ ବୋଲି, ପ୍ଲିଜ ଡୁ ନଟ୍ ଟେକ୍ ଇଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ୱେ। ମୋକ୍ଷ ହେଲା ଆପଣ ପିସଫୁଲି ରହିବେ, ଶାନ୍ତିରେ ରହିବେ, ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ମୋକ୍ଷ। You are not suffering, you are not getting dragged into situations which are unpleasant. You are only living for the sake of your life. ଜୀବନ ପାଇଁ ବଞ୍ଚୁଛନ୍ତି, frustrated ହେଇକି ବଞ୍ଚୁନାହାନ୍ତି।
Sir, only in forest, sir, we can live in peace, sir, but not in this society, sir.
ଆପଣ
Now this
ମାନେ ବିଷ୍ଣୁ ବାବୁ ନାଁଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯାହା ଅଛି, ଆପଣ ହେଲେ ବିଷ୍ଣୁ ପ୍ରସାଦ। ତ ଏଇଠି ହିଁ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ହବ। ଫରେଷ୍ଟ ଟା କଣ ମତେ ବୁଝେଇଲେ? ଆପଣଙ୍କ ମନ ଭିତରେ ଯୋଉ ଜଙ୍ଗଲଟା ଅଛି ସେଟା କଣ କମ ଜଙ୍ଗଲ? କେବେ ମନଟାକୁ ଝାଙ୍କିକି ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି?
sir, ଚେଷ୍ଟାରେ ତ ଅଛୁ sir.
ସେଇଟା ରୁହନ୍ତୁ, ଆଉ ସେଇଠି ଜଙ୍ଗଲଟା ଅଛି, ଆପଣ ଆଉ ବାହାରକୁ ଯିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ, ସେଇ ଜଙ୍ଗଲରେ ଟିକେ ସମୟ ବୁଲନ୍ତୁ, you will get what you want. ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଗୁଡା ନା, ଏଟା କନସେପ୍ଟ ଗୁଡା we are running after things which are not very clear. ଏଇଠି ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ହଉଛି, ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଚାରିଆଡେ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ହଉଛି। ମାନେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ
ଘର ଭିତରେ ତ ସବୁ କିଛି ହଉଛି ଆଉ।
ଆଉ
ସାର୍ ଆମେ ସବୁବେଳେ ଏକ୍ସକ୍ୟୁଜ ଚାହୁଁଛୁ, ସବୁବେଳେ ଆମେ
ଏକ୍ସକ୍ୟୁଜ
ସବୁବେଳେ
କାହିଁ
ଏକ୍ସକ୍ୟୁଜ
ଚାହୁଁଛେ?
ଚାହୁଁଛୁ,
କାହିଁ
କିନ୍ତୁ
ଏକ୍ସକ୍ୟୁଜ
ପ୍ଲି
ଚାହୁଁଛେ?
ଦରକାର, ପ୍ଲି ଦରକାର।
ଏକ୍ସକ୍ୟୁଜ କାହିଁ ଚାହୁଁଛେ ନା ଆମେ ଏକ୍ସପର୍ଟ ହଉନେ। ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ବିରାଟ କୋହଲି ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟେଜ କୁ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲା, ତାର ଏକ୍ସକ୍ୟୁଜ ଆଉ ଦରକାର
ନାଇଁ sir, ଯାହା ଖେଳିଲେ ଚଳିବ sir.
ନାଇଁ। ସେଇଟା ନୁହଁ, ଖାଲି ମାନେ ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ଟେକ୍ ଇଟ୍ ଏଜ୍ ଏ କି ଭାଇ ତାକୁ ଜବରଦସ୍ତି ସିଲେକ୍ଟ ନା, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ସେତିକି ଆଚିଭ୍ କରିଛି। माने सी माने मो कहया कथा जे दे हैव सैक्रिफाइस सो मेनी तपस जो पार्टा से गोटे स्टेट को पहुंचले आउ दे डोंट हैव टू प्रूव एनीथिंग से चारियाडे दुनिया जी जहा को फेल मारले दे मे रिटायर एंड गो सो व्हाट इज नेसेसरी इज एक्सीलेंस एक्सीलेंस माने न जे प्रति बैच रे हमें टॉप करिवा ना 99% मार्क आनिवा सेटा एक्सीलेंस माने न एक्सीलेंस माने गोटे सिंपल मीनिंग ऑफ एक्सीलेंस इज यू रियलाइज फॉर योरसेल्फ व्हाट यू आर जो दिन निजकू प्रॉपर्ली वैल्यू करि पारिबे से दिन यू विल रीच एक्सीलेंस जंगल जागू पड़िबनी सेठी ही सब मिल जिवो
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, sir.
So basically it's internal change we feel in our heart.
ମୁଁ କହିଲି ପରା ନିଜକୁ ଡିଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ କରନ୍ତୁ ନାହିଁ
Yes.
ନିଜକୁ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ କରନ୍ତୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ରିଏଲ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ କରନ୍ତୁ ସୁନା 10 ଗ୍ରାମ ପିନ୍ଧିଲେ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ ବଢିବ ଯଦି ବୁଝିଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ କିଛି ହବ ନାହିଁ ସୁନା ନ ପିନ୍ଧିଲେ ବି ଯଦି ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ ବଢିବ ବୋଲି ଭାବିଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ଗୁଡାଏ ଜିନିଷ ହବ ଆପଣ ଠିଆ ହେଲେ ଲୋକ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ ଯଦି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଦେନ୍ ୟୁ ହାଭ୍ ରିୟଲାଇଜ ୟୁର ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. ତ ସତ କଥା
ହଉ
सर गोटे लास्ट क्वेश्चन अछि
ହଁ ହଁ ଆରେ ସାର୍ ଆଉ କେହି ଆସୁନାହାନ୍ତି କି ନେକ୍ସଟ ସାର୍ କିଏ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି ଆମ
Sir,
ଡିଡିସି
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆସିଗଲେଣି ବୋଧେ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆସିଗଲେଣି ବୋଧେ
ଆପଣ ସାର୍ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ନିଅନ୍ତୁ ସାର୍ ନହେଲେ
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ମୁଁ ନେବିନି
ରଶ୍ମି ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଙ୍କ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଅଛି
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆସିଲେଣି ବୋଧେ
Good evening, sir. ଆପଣ ଏ last question
Sir,
answer
actually,
ଦେଇଦିଅନ୍ତୁ,
sir, actually,
ତାପରେ
ଆପଣଙ୍କ
next
word ଟା ଭାରି
start
ଅଛି
କରିବୁ।
encouraging and heart touching.
ହାର୍ଟ ଟଚିଂ ସାର୍ ତାପରେ ଦୁଃଖ
ପାଠ
ଲାଗୁ ସାର୍
ନୁହଁ
ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କୁ
ପାଠ ନୁହଁ ଷାଠ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ବେଶୀ ଆଉ ଠିକ ଅଛି ଆଇ ଏନ୍ଜୟ ଡୁଇଂ ଦିସ୍ and I that is why I take these classes ବୁଝିଲେ ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ମତେ ପାଠ ପରି ଲାଗେନି ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ମତେ ଜୀବନ ପରି ଲାଗେ ହଁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଶକ୍ତି ଦାସ ପଚାରୁଥିଲେ କୁହନ୍ତୁ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଟାଇମ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି
सर करेंटली आमे जेतेबेले मैनेज करछु गोटे टीम मीडियम साइज हो कि लार्ज साइज हो फर्स्टली फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इंडियन का लगी सेकंड क्वेश्चन हला जेतेबेले आमे मल्टी रीजनल टीम को मैनेज करछु मोस्टली आमे राइचियसनेस ऊपर आपण जोटा कहले बहुत भलो जिंस आमे ताको केटी दे दउ आम कंपनी रो इथिक्स भी से किंतु करेंटली जेएनजी मानक पाखरे आमे पाउछु जे सब बेले से माने राइचियसनेस टा सेटा रोल माने सेटा नॉट इन देयर ब्लड दे आर एक्टिंग एज ए राइचियस people but I don't believe that they are truly values this meaning of righteousness.
ହଉ ଶକ୍ତି ବାବୁ ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସରେ କଥା ହେବା ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଖାଲି ଗୋଟେ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବି ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଭଲ ଅଛି ମନ୍ଦ ଅଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଉଦାହରଣ ଦେଇକି ବନ୍ଦ କରୁଛି ନେକ୍ସଟ ଟାଇମରେ ବେଶୀ କଥା ହେବା ଯେତେବେଳେ ମହାଭାରତ ଯୁଦ୍ଧ ହେଲା କୃଷ୍ଣ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଏମିତି ଲେଖା ଅଛି ବା ଗୋଟେ ଏମିତି ଉପାଖ୍ୟାନ ଅଛି ଯୁଧିଷ୍ଠିରଙ୍କୁ ପଚରା ହେଲା ଯେ ଖରାପ ଲୋକ କିଏ ଯୁଧିଷ୍ଠିର ଚାରିଆଡେ ଦେଖି ସାରିଲେ କାହାକୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଖରାପ ଲାଗିଲାନି କାହିଁକିନା ସେ ଭଲ ବିଷୟରେ ଏତେ ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ଜାଣିଥିଲେ ଯେ ଭଲ ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ଗୁଡନେସ୍ ସେ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ଜାଣିଥିଲେ ତେଣୁ ସେ ଦେଖିଲେ ଯେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କିଛି ନା କିଛି ଗୁଡନେସ୍ ଅଛି ଦୁର୍ଯ୍ୟୋଧନକୁ ସେଇ ଟାଇମରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଚରା ହେଲା ଯେ ଖରାପ ଲୋକ କିଏ ଏ ମାନେ ମାନେ ଇଏ ଯୁଧିଷ୍ଠିରଙ୍କୁ ପଚରା ହେଲା ଖରାପ ଲୋକ କିଏ ସେ ଦେଖିଲି ଯେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କିଛି ନା କିଛି ଭଲ ଗୁଣ ଅଛି ସେ କହିଲେ ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ କେହି ଖରାପ ନୁହନ୍ତି ସେମିତି ଦୁର୍ଯ୍ୟୋଧନକୁ ପଚାରିଲା ଭଲ ଲୋକ କିଏ ସେ ଗୋଟେ ବି ଭଲ ଲୋକ ପାଇଲାନି କାହିଁକିନା ସେ ଖରାପ ବିଷୟରେ ଏତେ କ୍ଲିୟରଲି ବୁଝିଥିଲା ଯେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କିଛି ନା କିଛି ଖରାପ ଜିନିଷ ଦେଖାଗଲା ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ବୋଥ୍ ଦି ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ଆର୍ ଟ୍ରୁ ଇନ୍ ଏ ୱେ ଆଉ ଯଦି ଆପଣମାନେ ଦୁର୍ଯ୍ୟୋଧନର ଶ୍ଲୋକ ପଢୁଥିବେ ସେ କହେନେ ନା ଜାନାମି ଅଧର୍ମମ୍ ନଚମେ ପ୍ରବୃତ୍ତି ନ ଜାନାମି ଧର୍ମମ୍ ନଚମେ ନିବୃତ୍ତି ମୁଁ ଧର୍ମ କଣ ଜାଣିନି ଆଉ ମୋର ସେଆଡେ ଯିବାକୁ ବି ଇଚ୍ଛା ନାହିଁ ଅଧର୍ମ କଣ ଜାଣିଛି କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ସେଠୁ ବାହାରି ପାରୁନି ସୋ ମୋ କହିବା କଥା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜେଏନଜି ବା ଯାହାକୁ ବି ଆପଣ ଭଲ ମନ୍ଦ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥାରେ ମୁଁ ଅସହମତି କରୁନାହିଁ କିନ୍ତୁ ତାକୁ ଦେଖିବାର ଦୃଷ୍ଟିଭଙ୍ଗୀ ଆମକୁ ବଦଳାଇବାକୁ ପଡିବ ତାହେଲେ ଟିମ୍ ମ୍ୟାନେଜ କରିପାରିବେ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଯେମିତି ଏକ୍ସ ଆଣ୍ଡ ୱାଇ ଥିଓରି ଅଛି ଏଚଆର ରେ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଜଣକୁ ଖରାପ ଲୋକ ବୋଲି ଭାବିବେ ତାକୁ ଟ୍ରିଟ୍ କରିବା ମୁସ୍କିଲ ହବ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଭଲ ଲୋକ ବୋଲି ଭାବିବେ ଟ୍ରିଟ୍ କରିବା ଆଉ ଟିକେ ସହଜ ହେଇପାରେ ସୋ ୱିଲ୍ ଡିସ୍କସ୍ ଇନ୍ ଦିସ୍ ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଇଜ ୱେଟିଂ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ଅଲ୍ ଆମେ ପୁଣି ୟାର ପାର୍ଟ ମଡୁଲ 2 ର ସେକେଣ୍ଡ
Thank you,
ପାର୍ଟ
sir.
ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସରେ ପଢିବା
Thank you, sir.
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ
Thank you, sir.
ୟୁ
Thank you.
evening, ma'am.
ମୁଁ ଖାଲି ମୁଁ ନିଜେ ଛାଡିକି ଯିବି ନା
Thank you, sir.
ओके
Thank you, sir.
असाइन एंड लीव हो मैडम को असाइन कर देगी
Okay. So good evening to all of you.
Good evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, madam.
I think I'm
Good
audible.
evening, ma'am.
Good.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay. ଆପଣ ମାନେ sir ଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ question ପଚାରୁଥିଲେ କେତେ ଗୁଡ଼ା question, so I was there since last 15 or more than that time. So with all of your permission, I want to play a video to all of you. Can I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
sure,
ma'am.
ma'am. Please.
I want to show it. Just a minute. Let's start. You have to tell me whether it was visible or not. Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
See this video.
Ma'am, sound is not coming.
And actually,
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଭିଡ଼ିଓ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ହିଁ ଆସୁନି।
okay. Sound सुनिए अपन मनु को.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So maybe.
ପଢିକି
I'm
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ
not that much. Actually, I'm not that much of skills of computer. What I'm want to show you. This person was saying कि मनीष केमती हवा दरकार आपण माने जो सर को क्वेश्चन पचारथिले. So what is the value of education, right? So we all know that Ravan is the most vidwan person in the earth. तो तांका पाखरे बहुत ज्ञान थिला. He was the most vidwan person, and that none of us being denied to that. The expression is Ram was not that much of vidwan. Fine. राम सेते विद्वान नथिले जेते रावण विद्वान थिले. Fine. So, but एठी जणी justify करूचंदी कि what is the difference between विद्या विद्वान and विद्यमान. विद्वान जा पाखरे बहुत educational efficiency अछि. But विद्यमान के जे गोटे little bit education को गोटे wide variety रे spread करूची. So it is not very essential that someone has to be very much aware about everything, and he was very knowledgeable. But if you have little bit of knowledge, but you will spread it in a very positive way, so apanku vidwan habar achi na vidyaman habar achi. Vidyaman means apanku pakhre jaha bhi skills achi, whatever education you have, whatever skills you have, आपण ताको प्रॉपर वे रे इन्वेस्ट करिवे. ना कि आपण पाखरे बहुत ज्ञान अछि, बट यू कैन नॉट implement that particular ज्ञान into a positive way for the welfare of the people, for the welfare of the society, even for the welfare of yourself. So education is something. This is a motivational space towards the education. So education kochi kono? Education never says that throughout the career you have to be 99% student. Education says that if you are a 60% student, 55% student, but you implement that education in a proper way for the welfare of the society, then you are vidyaman. Fine. So जे education को spread करे, जे education को implement करे, जे education रो positiveness टाको acquire करे and negative जिन्स टाको acquire करे नहीं. So something like education try to make if someone is educated in a positive way, he could able to be familiar with anyone. आउ जा पाखरे बहुत education अछि, but he was not expressive. से जदि निजर education तक expression रे लगौनी, negative way रे नौची, then might be it will drag him, it will push him far from the others. So इटा हला basic जिन्स आपण केते positive. मु सब बेले कहे कि your skills never be judged by what exact percentage you having. So जदि मते आपण कहबे आमे जेतले स्कूल रे पढुतलु, आम सेते बेले स्कूल एंड कॉलेजेस रे
if I got 70%, आमे बेस्ट 100 भितर आसुतलु, बेस्ट 10 भितर आसुतले जो माने 80% रखुतले। आजिका डेट रे 99 पॉइंट समथिंग रे भी वेरिएशंस रे पिला रहुचंती। So that is what the difference. आपण एजुकेशन को को दिगरे लगेबे। So education, it has to be in terms of positiveness, it has to be enlighten the society, society को enlighten करिवे education द्वारा। एजुकेशन सब बेले भाबंतुनी कि बही रे जहा लिखा हिची सेही हैला एजुकेशन। एजुकेशन जोटा आपण डे टू डे लाइफ रे सिकुचंदी, every particular thing, even something we got a education from plants। आमे बहुत एजुकेशन पाउछु जेतले रास्ता रे जाउछु, किछि गोटे देखुछु, तादरु भी आमे किछि ना किछि एक्वायर करूछु। So education is something what you learn from the environment, from others। खाली जे बही पढ़िले एजुकेशन पे बिल्कुल सेटा नुहे भाबंतुनी। and whatever आपणक पाखरे नॉलेज अछि, स्किल्स अछि, एजुकेशन अछि, ताको सब बेले पॉजिटिव वे रे इन्वेस्ट करंतु। दैट इज व्हाट एथिक्स। इफ यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग दैट इन अ पॉजिटिव वे, देन आपण गोटे भल मनीष हेबे, विद्यमान हेबे। विद्वान रो आवश्यकता ही नहीं एठी। आपण विद्यमान ही कि नहीं लाइफ रे सब अचीव करिवे। फाइन। सो आपण माने सारन को जो पचारथि, दिस इज वन small expression of that। Okay, so we will go to our studies। Am I audible to all of you? Subha
Yes,
Jyoti?
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am।
Okay।
Yes, ma'am.
बोर हे गला पिला माने मो भाषण सुनी की?
No, ma'am.
No ma'am, it was interesting।
So interesting।
No ma'am, भाषण भलो थिला, ଟିକେ ଅଧିକା ହେଇଗଲା।
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ, it is
No
very
ma'am, ଭାଷଣ ନଥିଲା,
informative,
ଏଟା ଡେ ଟୁ ଡେ
ନାଇଁ
ଲାଇଫ ର
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ଟିକେ
ପୁରା
ଅଲଗା ଟପିକ
ମୋଟିଭେସନ
ଥିଲା,
ଥିଲା।
ତ ଭଲ
ଏଟା
ଲାଗିଲା।
very informative କିନ୍ତୁ।
ଦେଖିବା ମୁଁ ଯଦି ହବ ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର पर्सनल ए जो हमर ऑफिशियल ग्रुप रे तो एटा अलाउ नहीं
Yes, ma'am।
ए वीडियोटा, बट आपण पर्सनली जदी सेही नंबर को के जने मोर क्लास पर हाय लिखिबो,
एई जणे
मु
भाई मैम
आपनको
पठेई सारलेनी ग्रुप रे।
अच्छा
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ
मो
ଆମର
क्लास
ଗୋଟେ
पर
ଅଲଗା
मो
ଗ୍ରୁପ ଗୋଟେ
वीडियोटा
କରିଦେବା।
शेयर कर देबी। आपण मानकर जदी किछि पर्सनल ग्रुप अछि करिथिबे तो निश्चित हम 100% श्योर सेतरे दोरा
ନାଇଁ
है
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ
नाही। निहाती करिथिबे सेतरे पोस्ट करि देबे,
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ
आपण
ମ୍ୟାଡାम
माने देख।
ସେଥିରେ କିଏ ଗୋଟେ already
ओके, राति बेला टिके डिस्टर्बेंस हबो मु जानछि, बिकॉज़ दिन बेला इंटरनेट यूज हेतिबो, सो समस्त डिस्टर्बेंस हो। सो हमें टिके काम एंड क्वाइटली क्लास टा आरंभ करदा। फिर ओके, लेट मी शेयर द स्क्रीन।
मैम
तो
टिके गोटे काइंड रिक्वेस्ट थिला।
हां कहंतु।
मैम जो क्लास टाइमिंग ता चेंज होची, हमरो टाइम चेंज ता टिके माने आजि धर रात्रि क्लास होला 9टा रे, तो काली सकाळ टाइम ता टिके 9टा ରୁ 9:30 भिତରେ जणे देले हम टिके माइंड टा अटेंटिव रहत, तो अटेंड कर
আজি
परंतु। आज
আজি
आज
गोटे
सकाळ
दिन
टाइम ता आज्ञा
हाँ काली मु
आज
आज अनली माने सकाळ 6टा रे मेसेज कली,
आज्ञा
कारण आज एक्चुअली समस्त प्राय कॉलेज रे गोटे एसओ एग्जाम रहितला, जोटा कि गवर्नमेंट रो कंपलसरी एग्जाम थिला। गवर्नमेंट रो सब माने टीचर मानक पई कंपलसरी थिला। तो अक्षय सरंकर भी से ड्यूटी थिला, मते अक्षय सर खाली लेट नाइट रे एक्चुअली जणैले, से भी बहुत लेट रे जानिले। तो एते लेट नाइट रे जणैले, तो मु भाबिली तन क्लास टा को मु बंद कर देबी। देन आई रिक्वेस्टेड अदर टीचर्स कि हमें से टाइम रे अन्य कार, तो मते तापर मु जानली कि प्राय समस्त कॉलेज रे से एग्जाम होथिला, तो सरकार सेटा को कंपलसरी करथिले टीचर्स माने अटेंड करिवे। तो बाध्य होई कि मु सेति सकाळ 6टा केते रे ही मेसेज देली कि सेटा 7टा रे हबो। बट तमरो क्लास आरंभ हो 7:10 हो जाइथिला।
Okay, okay, madam, no problem।
7:07 की 7:10, इट वाज हार्डली मैटर ऑफ 5 मिनट्स।
ओके मैडम,
ओके
नो प्रॉब्लम।
ओके ओके ओके। सो हमें आगो को पढ़िबा। So I told you that this basis, I think हमें जो basis पर्यंत पढ़ी थी मु, that was different basis of the segmentation। So in the last class we had a discussion about what is segmentation, what is targeting, and what is positioning, and what is the essentialities of this STP approach, where a mass population, when the manufacturer wants to address a mass population, it was bit of difficult to address, आपण जति गोटे मास पॉपुलेशन के एकाथरे आपण आइडेंटिफाई करूचंती या तो फिर तांको प्रोडक्ट सेल्स करिया पई कि एड्रेस करूचंती तांको पई कि आपण एडवर्टाइजमेंट प्लान करूचंती फोकस करूचंती एडवर्टाइजमेंट रो अट्रैक्टिवनेस को आइडेंटिफाई करूचंती इनोवेशन को आइडेंटिफाई करूचंती so it was difficult if it is a mixed group of people like in the same group you have male, in the same group you have female, in the same group you have large number of variations of age people are having, in the same group you are socially rich group people, in the same you are having socially climber group, in the same you are socially destitute group. तो जदि ग्रुप टा इते मिक्स्ड वेराइटी रो रहिबो ना तो आपन को प्रोडक्ट बिकिबा को या तो फिर प्रोडक्ट रो एड्रेस करिया को या तो फिर तार एडवर्टाइजमेंट प्लान करबा इट इज टू डिफिकल्ट. So for that, the STP approach says that every particular product has a basic audience. Definitely, there are some specific audience. So you have to identify who are the audience for that particular product. Then segment the product according to the audiences, according to the target people. And then you have to position the product in a such a way so that these targeted people should buy the product and you as a manufacturer got benefit out of this particular process. So this is what called the segmentation, targeting and positioning concept, which is very popularly known as STP concept. Now what is information system? Ajika date re ame jodi information system katha koibo, then information system now it was being very popularly taken by the AI system, artificial intelligence system. But here when we're talking about what is MIS of the marketing, like what is marketing information system? Marketing information system means it refers to a systematic collection and analysis, interpretation, storage and dissemination of market information from both the internal and external sources to the marketer on a regular and continuous basis. Now, basically, MIS ro implementation and requirement kono. First one, MIS ro requirement kono. So, as in the first class, we had a discussion. Mo sabole kohichi ki when we're talking about marketing, ame बहुत aggressively ko marketing means selling, marketing means advertising. No, it is one but very small part of marketing. Marketing is very huge. Fine. एटा हला जो हमें सेल्स करूछु कि हमें प्रमोट करूछु प्रोडक्ट को एटा हला गोटे मार्केटिंग रो गोटे बहुत स्मॉलर पोर्शन को हमें देखुछु एंड ताको हमें एनलार्ज करूछु हमें ताको बहुत बड़ पोर्शन बोली भाबुछु बट एटा गोटे छोटो पोर्शन. मार्केटिंग केतेबल टू स्टार्ट होची I always says that marketing start from a point when the manufacturer thinks to sell something in the market. And from that point, the manufacturer thinks that what exactly the people have a requirement, what the Indian people do want to buy, and say to apanakar aramb hegala research and development. That was called R&D. Apan bibhinna prakar research karibe as a manufacturer that if I produce this particular product, then do I got a very prominent market for my product or not? If I produce this particular kind of a product, is there demand or not? So say jo apankar marketing research apan karuchanti ta there MIS ra implementation rahuchi. So kon rahuchi implementation? When you wants to gather the systematic informations. So information or data never came with systematic. You have to make it systematic. आपण कौनसी जगह रे भी डाटा कलेक्ट करंतु एटा केबे सिस्टमैटिक डाटा थाए ही नहीं. डाटा केम इन अ रॉ वे. सो रॉ डाटा को आपण MIS थ्रू रे सिस्टमैटिक डाटा सिस्टमैटिक इंफॉर्मेशन रे कन्वर्ट करिवे थ्रू द एनालिसिस, थ्रू मेकिंग इंटरप्रिटेशन, through disseminating the information into a various way. आपण information टा को different way रे interpret करिकिना जो डाटा टा कलेक्ट रॉ डाटा टा कलेक्ट करथिबे ताको आपण information रे कलेक्ट करबे. That is what called the information management in marketing. Then use that data in a continuous basis to make your research and development more purified, more in a better way. So ajika date ame jete data collection भी करूछु ना for the market survey करछु या तो फिर data collection करछु by the manufacturer for the manufacturing what kind of product. Now whatever the components are, like if I'm talking about MIS have 4 different components. First one, we have internal records, then marketing intelligence system, marketing research, and marketing decision support system. What you understood by internal records, when you want to identify that what kind of product the people really looking for. So ajika date re lokonkoro exact kono product darkar achi, jemti ki apan nei chanto. I will cite one example for this. ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କିଛି search କରୁଛୁ, କୋଉଠି search କରୁଛୁ, there are very popular search engine is Google. So last from 20-25 years helani, whenever there is a boy or girl or a boss or employee or an employer, whoever may be the fellow person is, se ଯେତେବେଳେ କୌଣସି search କରୁଥିଲା ସେ Google ରେ search କରୁଥିଲା. And we all know that Google information accuracy was based on how it was came out. Jette Google ro apon jete konosi search karuchandi, first option hela most accurate. तळगु तळ आपण जते जिबे accuracy रो rate टिके कमी कमी आसे, से हिसाब रे एटा आपण को डिस्प्ले हुए. But now most probably it was being converted or taken by some other search engines. And आजिका डेट रे गोटे बहुत पॉपुलर सर्च इंजिन कोन? ChatGPT. Fine, agreed. केते जण पिला ChatGPT थ्रू रे आपण माने आंसर खुचोंती?
मु करे मैडम.
हाउ मेनी आपण माने खुचोंती ना नहीं?
ChatGPT
ସମସ୍ତେ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ମ୍ୟାଡମ.
मैडम परप्लेक्सिटी अछि परप्लेक्सिटी.
ओके, सो जदि समस्ते प्रायतः मु भी देखिछि प्रायतः ChatGPT यूज करछोंती. So what is the basic difference between Google and ChatGPT? Why right now people are more focused to ChatGPT and less focused to Google? Why?
Google is a search engine and ChatGPT I think is a AI tool.
AI based search engine.
हाँ, जॉनी जी फर्स्ट कहउथिले से कहि दियंतु तापर आ जण कहिबे. फर्स्ट की कहउथिले से एक्चुअली अधारे रहि गले.
Ma'am, I was saying कि Google is a search engine and ChatGPT is a AI tools like artificial intelligence platform.
But it is also searching your information, na?
Yes.
Searching information.
Ma'am,
So what is the basic difference? Why ChatGPT is more popular than Google? That is what my question. Both are searching the whatever you want
Animation
to
can be done through
ask.
ChatGPT. Animation can be done through
Sorry?
Gives the
animation.
direct answer.
AI ଟା ମ୍ୟାଡମ୍ ଗୁଗଲ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେ ବହୁତ ସାରା ମତଲବ ୱେବସାଇଟ କୁ ନଉଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ AI ସବୁ ୱେବସାଇଟ ରୁ ଡାଟା କଲେକ୍ସନ କରିକି ସେ ଅଟୋମେଟିକାଲି ରାଇଟ୍ ଡାଉନ୍ କରୁଛି ମ୍ୟାଡମ୍. AI
Correct.
that is
That is
beneficial.
why. ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ କଣ କଲେ ନା, ଆପଣ ଗଲେ ଗୋଟେ ମାର୍କେଟ କୁ, ଆପଣ ମାର୍କେଟ ଗଲେ, ଆପଣ କଣ କଲେ ନା ସେଲ୍ସମ୍ୟାନ କୁ କହିଲେ କି ଭାଇ ମୋର ଏଇ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ ଦରକାର. ସେଲ୍ସମ୍ୟାନ କଲା କଣ କଲା ନା ଗଲା ଭିତରକୁ ଗଲା, ତା ଇଚ୍ଛା ହିସାବରେ 15ଟା ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ କହିଥିଲେ ତାର 15ଟା ଭେରାଇଟି ଆଣିକି ଥୋଇଲା. ତାପରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଲା ୟୁ ଚୁଜ୍ वन ऑफ द ଭେରାଇଟି ୟୁ ଚୁଜ୍. ଆପଣ କଣ କଲେ ନା ପୁଣି ତାକୁ ଖୋଲିଲେ, ଦେଖିଲେ, ଭେରିଫାଇ କଲେ, ଇଚ୍ଛା କଲେ, କୋଉଟା ପସନ୍ଦ ଆସିଲା କୋଉଟା ପସନ୍ଦ ଆସିଲାନି. बट डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर्स कौन अपन एंटर कर ले, फाइन. इफ यू एंटरिंग टू द वेबसाइट अपन एंटर कर ले, एवरीथिंग वाज इन डिस्प्ले. नाउ यू चूज योर ओन and came back to home. That is what the basic difference between Google and ChatGPT. ChatGPT re there is a particular AI who will help you to search your accurate answer. He was not purposefully give you 5, 10, 15 other search magazines and all where you have to search your answer. Google रे कौन हुए ना, Google रे अपन को धर अपन लिखिबे कि I want to make a project on project on data intelligence. हाँ, so ता ऊपर कौन हम Google कौन करिबो 100टा प्रोजेक्ट अपन को देखिए दबो. आपण कौन करिए प्रति प्रोजेक्ट को ऑन करिवे ओपन करिवे पीडीएफ थिबो ताको डाउनलोड करिवे ताको पढिबे तादर भाबिबे कि एटा ठीक अछि कि भूल अछि चार जीपीटी सेमती करबोनी चार जीपीटी डायरेक्ट आपन गोटे प्रोजेक्ट दे देबो सो दैट्स व्हाई हां आई नो स्क्रीन इज नॉट विजिबल मो स्क्रीन बंद करछि so that is how we are so much of lazy right now fine तार बेसिक डिफरेंस हला कोन आपण जति गूगल रे सर्च करिवे you got more information but it will be time taking but जति आपण chat gpt रे सर्च करचंती it was only given what ai wants to give you it was not supposed to be a kind of a thing where you will or you may learn a lot fine so that was the difference आज का डेट रे हमें सब बेले चाहूछु कोन ना हमको इजीली किछि मिली जाओ और चार जीपीटी आपन को सेटा इजीली अवेल करो उचित
मैम आउ गोटे डिफरेंस अछि माने करा हमें जति किछि भी सर्च करछु किछि भी जतर माने गोटे एसईओ अछि माने जति गोटे वेबसाइट रे जति तार पैसेज देखियो गला किछि भी हला तो सेटा गोटे पेड फॉर्मेट होते कि एटा पैसा देला आर्टिकल दे परि किंतु एआई टूल
पल्लिनी आपण कहचंदी गूगल रे फेक असतिना म एक्चुअली म बुझी पल्लिनी कोन कहचंदी आमे ऑडिबल
यस मैडम ऑडिबल
कहउथिल एक्चुअली म बुझी पल्लिनी सेटा
नहीं मैम जो हम जो गूगल रे सर्च करछे तेरा कलेक्शन ऑफ वेबसाइट आउट माने अलग अलग वेबसाइट अलग अलग इंफॉर्मेशन के
that is correct आपण जोटा कहउछन हम 100% saying it is correct but आदर कोन हुए ना हम एथिरे गूगल रे सर्च करू ना आपण को देखिबे तार बहुत कोडी इंफॉर्मेशन आसे बहुत टाइम रे से इंफॉर्मेशन गुडा काम रे भी लागे बट चैट जीपीटी जोटा मो डिफरेंस कहउछि का हम आज का डेट रे वी आर वेरी अट्रैक्टेड टुवर्ड्स चैट जीपीटी एठी हमको किछि परिश्रम करिया पडुनी chat gpt as through ai it is jetu eta gote ai through re asuchi so accuracy of the answer whatever he is given we thought it was accurate and we will go along with that but jetla apna google re search
mane full instruction deita okay user
that is correct that is correct so jetla ame कहउछु कोनो से इंटरनल रिकॉर्ड ame पाठ को आसी जिबा सो जितला में इंटरनल रिकॉर्ड्स किछि वेरीफाई करूछु या तो फिर आइडेंटिफाई करूछु whether the accuracy is 100% accuracy is 50% accuracy 10% that you can identify through the MIS softwares different softwares are there so the data like customer data sales data product data financial data operational data what we will collect from the from the so various sources internal records so external records so it can be easily be verified through the MIS system what else components are there that is called marketing intelligence system market intelligence system is a system which provide data about the happening in the market what exactly is happens in the market right now and basically market intelligence system is either it was probably show the present scenario what happens in the market or else it will be predicted the future like what should be the pricing system in after 5 days or after 10 days where competition in the market was very high or it will show you the preference of sales area where you should make your sales so that you could able to earn more market shares you could able to earn more profit in the particular area so that predictions that forecasting was made through the marketing intelligence system how kon rochi one of the component of this particular information system in marketing research so as I already told you marketing research is one of the essential tool of marketing eta kon be me essential tool कहउछु तर reason hella whenever we thought about making a marketing or selling something or creating a product or making advertisement, first of all, we have to identify whether people are eager to buy my product or not. And for that, you have to make a proper research. And if, you thought of that, keep people know I got it, people will have a demand for my product, then you should go ahead. So that is what called marketing research, which comprise of so many different tools where you will implement that tool or first hand or second hand tools or data. Then you identify whether your product is having a demand in the in basic customers era or not. What else was there in the components? That is marketing decision support system. Now, marketing decision support system includes various or several kind of software programs that will help the marketer to analyze the data collected as the betterment of the marketing decisions. Then came along with a huge programming, how to, enhance your marketing tools like advertising, and how to make different programs so that you could able to run your product successfully. So basically, I mean, all kind of marketing information system tools enhancing your product demand in the market through the various kind of softwares, through the various kind of analysis of data, आपण इंटरप्रिटेशन जहाँ भी एनालिसिस करना देखो आपण जेतले आमे भी सेतले रिसर्च करूछु गोटे सॉफ्टवेयर रे गोटे डाटा पकेले दैट वाज अ स्टैटिस्टिकल रिकॉर्ड केम क्वांटिटेटिव रिकॉर्ड केम फाइन क्वालिटेटिव आसेनी क्वांटिटेटिव रे आसीबो आपण को रिसर्च रो डाटा आउटपुट ता ना व्हाटएवर क्वांटिटेटिव आसे ना ताको आपण निज हिसाब रे इंटरप्रेट करिवे फाइन सो जो इंटरप्रिटेशन दा हला बहुत एसेंशियल जोटा के ह्यूमन माइंड रो यूज थाए डाटा एनालिसिस हे जाए बट डाटा एनालिसिस को इंटरप्रेट किए करिवो ना आपण करिवे जे कंपनी रे मैन्युफैक्चर करियो चाहूची जे कंपनी को जे प्रोडक्ट को प्रोड्यूस करियो चाहूची या तो फिर एडवर्टाइजमेंट करियो चाहूची या तो फिर प्रोडक्ट को नेकी लोकन को पाखे सेल्स करियो को चाहूची से इंटरप्रेट करिवो डाटा को which is being analyzed through a information system. Next concept question. Now, what is marketing research? I mean, just 2 minutes पूर्व कथा हेलु कि MIS. MIS is a tool of marketing. But what is marketing research? And as I have already told you, marketing research and development starts when the manufacturer thought of doing a manufacture a product. जितले मैन्युफैक्चरर भाबुची कि मु गोटे प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चर करिबी सेतेबेल टू मार्केटिंग रिसर्च स्टार्ट हे गला सो सेतेबेल से लोक भाबुची कि कोनटा मु प्रोडक्ट तयारी करिबी जोटा कि लोकन को अट्रैक्ट करिवो जेमथि हम पाको बहुत पिला आसीबे पचारंती कि मैडम यू आर ऑफरिंग एमबीए टीडीसी इज ऑफरिंग एमबीए सो व्हाई दिस सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट स्पेशलाइजेशन वाज नॉट देयर why this agri business management do you offer or not? So at the date mu jodi marketing research karibi, yes, some of the growing areas in the specialization are like supply chain management, logistic management, some of the growing rahila apankara kono na जेमति कि रिटेल मैनेजमेंट जदि आको स्पेशलाइजेशन भली आपण यूज करिवे डिस्प्ले मैनेजमेंट एगुडा जदि आपण स्पेशलाइजेशन देबे तो किछिटा डिमांड रहुच मार्केट रे बट व्हेन वी कंपेयरिंग द सेम मार्केटिंग जोटा कि कोर फाइनेंस प्रोडक्शन इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम सेठी आपण देखिबे परसेंटेज ऑफ टेकिंग दिस सब्जेक्ट्स जोटा कि हमें को चांसेस सब्जेक्ट्स तादरे बहुत अधिक पिला नियंती आ एठी जो डिमांड अछि इट वाज लाइक 10% 20%. So जितला आपण रिसर्च करूछंती you have to think about where you got a max profit in terms of money, in terms of revenue जहा आपण कहउछन कोंतु तो आपण प्रॉफिट कोठु पाइबे प्रॉफिट जेते बेले आपण गोटे मास पॉपुलेशन गोटे पर्टिकुलर डिमांड रे रहितबो ताको हमें कहउछु प्रॉफिट पाइबा. So marketing research not only analyze the data or not only analyze the analysis of the data, but also it will definitely make an interpretation of profit and loss format. So whether if I produce this kind of product, whether it was being sold in the market or not, if not, then I will get a loss. If it will have a demand, then I'll get a profit. So what should be my, respective investment so that I could able to earn profit? More कौन respective investment होबो जहाँ द्वारा मु product बिकिले लाभ पाइबी, profit पाइबी. So that is what all about making a research for creating a better, skillful product to attract the customer in the market and getting profit for the manufacturer. That is what called the marketing research. The basic reason of doing this marketing research is to enhance the sales or demand in the market by producing good and qualitative product. So this is what the research process. Fine. So our marketing जदि आपनको research पढ़िला ताले process टा ही पढ़े. So how many steps we have? We have 6 different stages of this particular marketing research process. Step 1, जेमति कि process माने तो steps थिबो. So step 1 is define the problem. Step 2 is develop the research plan. Step 3, collect the informations. Step 4, analyze the informations. Step 5, present the findings, and step 6 is called the make the decisions for the market. आपण माने जदि ई स्टेप्स देखिबे आपनको 4th सेमिस्टर रे गोटे प्रोजेक्ट पेपर अछि, and that was consist of 200 marks. 100 mark for the viva and 100 mark that thesis preparation. Fine. जेतला आपण thesis preparation करिवे मन रखथांतु research process is must. Research process is must. Without making a research process or without going through the research process, you cannot make your project. So ए जो research process आपण marketing research process देखछन ना अबिका screen रे same same format टा आपण सेटी भी implement करि बुझी परछुंदी.
आपन स्क्रीन टिके मैम अधिक जूम हे जाई टिके जूम आउट करिवे कि?
Now it is okay.
नो मैडम बैक लेफ्ट साइड
Zoom
कटि
out
होछ.
करिवे और zoom in करिवे.
आउट टिके मैडम जो हां हेला मैडम एबे हेला करेक्ट.
Okay. बोलो आउ मु खाली लेफ्ट राइट रे रहिली. अच्छा मते कोन आपण माने बुझी परली मु जा कहली.
हाँ मैडम.
ओके जेते आपण 4th सेमिस्टर रे प्रोजेक्ट करिवे जदि एटा आपण भलरे बुझिथिबे तले आपण प्रोजेक्ट ता इजी हिजबो करिया पई कि. Now when we talking about marketing research process, so what are the steps we have? First one is define the problem. Now first of all problem kai? Problem kon define kariba? So problem means what? When someone think about to making a product, to manufacture a product, he has to think about so many issues and challenges of the market. If someone wants to produce a kind of a very very specific product like medicine, गोटे लोक कहला मो मेडिसिन मैन्युफैक्चरेशन को जिबी. So से कौन कौन प्रॉब्लम मार्केट रे पाइबो? First problem is each and every kind of medicine already available in the market. So मु आ एक्स्ट्रा कौन करिबी केमते मैन्युफैक्चरेशन करिबी प्रोडक्ट रो जे लोक मो प्रोडक्ट किनिबे. So there are so many market leaders who are already available in the in the medicine industry. So how to deal with them with a competitive environment? ସେମାନେ ତ already market रे established companies. तो मु तांको केमिति competition देबी so that मो प्रोडक्ट लोक किनिबे. जदि नहीं जानतु मो फर्स्ट डिफाइनिंग प्रॉब्लम रे नहीं जानतु मु जदि प्रोडक्ट बनै भी देली ताले बिक्री केमति करबी. इफ अ डॉक्टर वाज नॉट प्रिस्क्राइबिंग my medicine, then I have to address a doctor. Now it is again a question arise, again a problem arise whether the doctor was popular or not. If the doctor came from a government hospital, then the number of visitors to the doctors are more. And if the doctor will assign people or give interest in my product, then only he could able to assign the people to buy my product. So ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମ୍ୟାନୁଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଚରେସନ କଥା ଭାବୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ମେଡିସିନ ମ୍ୟାନୁଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଚର କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି, ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ n number of problems ଅଛି to solve. n number of problems started from ମୁଁ ଯଦି ମେଡିସିନ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର କରିବି, ଆକୁ କିଣିବ କିଏ, ମାର୍କେଟରେ ବିକ୍ରି କେମିତି ହବ, କିଏ ରେକମେଣ୍ଡ କରିବ, ଯିଏ ରେକମେଣ୍ଡ କରିବ ତାର ପପୁଲାରିଟି ଅଛି କି ନ ଅଛି, सी प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल्स रो डॉक्टर या तो फिर से गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल रो डॉक्टर, जदि प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल डॉक्टर ताहले तार रिकमेंडेशन केते काम करबो, जदि गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल रो डॉक्टर ताहले ता पाखरे केते नंबर ऑफ लोक थिबे जहा को से मो प्रोडक्ट को कहबो किनिया पई. सो देयर आर n number of problems came, and when you try to resolve this n number of problems, you got some of the solutions. So identification of the problems, you can say you could able to happily identify your solution. So at the first step kuchi, anyone who wants to make marketing in terms of manufacturing the product, in terms of selling the product, in terms of making advertisement, fixing pricing, apan kichi bhi kurchonti, ताहले तार first step है identify the problem. आपण मार्केट को आसीबे जदी आपण को प्रॉब्लम कोन फेस करिया पड़ियो, that you have to identify. Came to the stage 2 or step 2, develop a proper research plan. Now how to develop a proper research plan? There are several ways to develop the proper research plan. This particular step involves gathering the information and for the research objective. So what is the data gatheration or how to gather the information? I mean, gather the information, coach, that is 2 way of gathering the information. Data sources. So data sources are of 2 types. One is called primary data, second one is secondary data. Primary data, which is further known as first hand data. First hand data माने हमें से data को directly कोटे पाइचु. And secondary data, this is called second hand data. So second hand data came from the second hand sources. And both the data was being approached through various type of approaches. First approach कौन ना research approach. So research approach through रे अपन केमती research plan बनेबे ना कितने प्रकार approach था research approach रे. One is called observational, second one is called ethnic research or ethnographic research. Observation माने कौन? For an example, you want to ask a question to someone, but the fellow person deny to answer. Right? आपण गोटे particular issue विषय जन को गोटे question पचाउछंती, but से deny करछि. What is your observation? एठी आपण कोन करबे ना ता special expression, तारो movement of hands, तारो body रो movement, whether he was nervous, whether he was quite very confident, whether he was become anger or angry while we are asking the question. ये जो अपना ऑब्जर्वेशन करिवे सेटा भी आपनकर गोटे ना गोटे कोठी ना कोठी रिसर्च प्लान रे हेल्प करिवो टू आइडेंटिफाई व्हाट काइंड ऑफ रिसर्च प्लान यू वांट टू डेवलप. एथनोग्राफिक रिसर्च जोटी की ऑब्जर्वेशन बेस्ड ऑन रिसर्च स्टडीज ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल्स रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन. Fine, individuals real life situation means you will ask question to the people about their real life, about their struggle, about their journey of life, and whatever answer you get that will implemented into ethnographic research. How kete prakar research approach achi? That was called focus group research. Focus group research means where gote gatheration of people heichi. Fine, gote particular gathering heichi and सेठी गोटे कॉमन टॉपिक ऊपर एदरे डिस्कशन होउची. देयर आर सेवरल काइंड ऑफ आंसर्स गिव. पेन आमे जति ग्रुप स्टडीज करू कोन पई ग्रुप स्टडीज करा हुए ना जेतला आपण गोटे पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन को 10 जण डिफरेंट वे रे आंसर करचोंती, you will get large number of answers with that large number of information from that. that was called focus group research. Then survey research. Survey research one of the ancient type of research. जोटी कि आमे गोटे पैरामीटर और गोटे स्केल दो आपण मन देखिथे आपण पेंटलून कि बिग बाजार जेतले जाउचंदी या फिर आपण कोन से बिग मॉल्स जाउचंदी सेठी आपण कहउचंती आपण गोटे रेटिंग स्केल रे यू नो रेट करि दियंतु दैट मींस इधर इट वाज अ 8 पॉइंट स्केल 7 पॉइंट स्केल 5 पॉइंट स्केल और 3 पॉइंट स्केल यू नो सेतरे थिबो आपण सैटिस्फाइड very satisfied not satisfied you know एमती करके आपनकर गोटे पैरामीटर थिबो 5 पॉइंट स्केल 7 9 पॉइंट स्केल तो आपन खाली कोन करियर अछि ना आपन गोटे रेटिंग दबार अछि सो दैट वाज कॉल्ड अ सर्वे रिसर्च जोटा कि गोटे क्वेश्चनरी बेस्ड हमें कहउछु बिहेवियरल डाटा रिसर्च जोटी कि बेसिकली व्हेन यू आर आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस टू आइदर कस्टमर्स or target customers or maybe a prospect customers and you are asking question and you try to identify what kind of behavior they will show while you are asking question. So that was called behavioral survey. Experimental survey, it is basically based on experimental outcomes. Experimental outcomes or relationship outcomes ru hame experimental research करूछु. Experimental research कहिया बोले कोन ना cause based research जेमति कि आपण नै जानतु जड़े कहबे कि why you are want to buy only black shirt. So cause based research la kono you have to identify what is the cause behind the fellow person wants to buy black shirt black dress. So से जो cause थाए तारो से cause को नेकी भी आपण experiment करिवे. So that is based on customers behavior नहीं जानतो customers attitude नहीं जानतो या फिर very specific थाए कि जन जने थांती कि मोर आसी को कला ड्रेस सी allowed. So whatever. So that was called experimental research. Now the information three question to collect the information. Information can be collected through the primary way or through the secondary way. Primary way मु already कहि साइलिनी first hand data. First hand data टा आपनकर मिलिबो ई जो आपण जतिक देखिले जेंति कि एक्सपेरिमेंट yes कोंतु
behavioral data
जेंति कि you know someone is a if you make a survey and आपण देखंतु जणे अछि कस्टमर जणे अछि कंज्यूमर. You ask question to the customer and maybe the customer use the product or may not use and haphazardly he will answer. तो आपण से behavior ru तार जानि परिबे कि से actual buyer or actual user of the product or not. तापरे आपण आउ जण को पचाउचनी who is the actual user of the product ताको हमें कोन कहउछु ना consumer. So who consume and use the product. Now, whenever he consume the product and use the product, he could able to answer the accuracy of the product. Fine. Whenever you ask the question. So, ये जो behavioral change आपण देखुचंती, making choice of the product नहीं जानतु या तो फिर while they are answering, से मान जिले behavioral changes आपण देखुचंती ताको भी नहीं कि हमें विभिन्न प्रकार प्रोजेक्ट करू. So that behavioral analysis आपनकर जो माने स्पेसिफिकली ह्यूमन बिहेवियर ऊपर रिसर्च करूचंदी से माने बिहेवियरल एनालिसिस ऊपर डाटा एनालिसिस करंती बाय ओनली बाय सीइंग देम. सो व्हाइल यू आर परचेजिंग कोन से परचेज करचन सेतेले आपण केमती कथा होचंती केमती एक्ट करूचंती कोन फॉलो करूचंती कोन फॉलो करूनंती आको भी नै किना बिहेवियरल डाटा रो एनालिसिस हुए. Now collect the information. Information collect करिवे. There are two way of information collection. One is primary and one is secondary. Primary कला first hand data. First hand data माने आपण जो सब सर्वे देखछन ना research observation through रे आपण first hand data नउछन ethnography रे first hand data focus group रे first hand data survey रे first hand data second hand data कोन धर आपनकर गोटे research already हेई जाइछ and it was already published in a book magazine paper open sources of information could would publish and it was quoted that this particular publication belongs to Mr. X. आपण से publication रो जेतले निजो पई data collect करूछंती that is what called the collection of information through second hand data. Analysis information it is one of the जोठी हम statistical tools को use करूछु to analyze the information what is being collected. Then present the findings. आपण present करूचनी findings तामने आपण analysis हे गला मने आपण findings पाइले and findings टा सबले own word रे interpret करा हुए. So market रे भी जितले आपण findings पाउचंती, then you have to interpret whether it was beneficial for you or not. And the last one is make the decision. Once your findings is positive, that means your decision has to be taken or has to take about to manufacture the product and sell the product in the market. Got it? So this is what called the marketing research process. आपण जितले प्रोजेक्ट करिवे सिमिलर टाइप आमे भी सेमती पांचटा आपण को कहबो चैप्टर बने को जोठी कि आपण एई जिंस करिवे. फर्स्ट चैप्टर आपण मोस्ट एसेंशियल चैप्टर जोठी कि आपण आइडेंटिफाई करिवे प्रोजेक्ट रो प्रॉब्लम कोन, देन यू विल कलेक्ट द डाटा, मेक एनालिसिस, मेकिंग द रिसर्च प्लान, analysis पर आपण इंटरप्रेट करिवे से एनालिसिस को which is your findings, and then you may complete your project by writing the conclusion. So it apananकर similar type of research रहइबो जहा research process रछि same research process आपण follow करबे निजरो 4th semester of project पे. So in the next class we will talk about types of marketing research and then we will switch to the 3rd unit. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
So today I'm signing out, and tomorrow the timetable do not have any change in timetable for tomorrow. So we will start your class like 7:15 onwards. Right? Jo dina changes thibo, only I will put the some information in the community regarding the changes. Jo the changes nahi janibe ଆପଣଙ୍କର यूजुअल टाइम टेबल रे क्लास हबो.
मैडम पीपीटी टिके शेयर कर परिबे?
मो मार्केटिंग रो पीपीटी ता आपनको यूनिट 1 रे शेयर करिछि बदे कम्युनिटी रे पाइना हंदी?
नाइ मैडम.
हां मो शेयर करछि. देखिए काली आउथरे मो शेयर कर देबी यूनिट 1 एंड यूनिट 2 बोथ शेयर कर देबी आउथरे.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू मैम.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you to all of you and good night to all of you.
Good night, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night.